All right, we're live here at the station of decapitation without your head. I'm Nasty Neal.
That would make me terrible, Troy.
Mr. Beheading here.
We got Justin beheading.
We should have worked it out beforehand. And
Oh yeah.
Uncoordinated.
And of course, there it is. Todd Quality Jaeger. Yay.
There we go. Excellent. So happy holidays, everybody. Thanksgiving Eve. We're here to talk about our favorite feasts of horror. We're probably going to have a lot of different things on here. So my idea was this is going to be, food-related deaths, man-eating monsters, flesh-eating zombies, cannibals, and whatever else that's fitting. I think it'll be a good time.
Well, I didn't find much on the food-related stuff, but I do have. I have or like your topic, but as I told you, I have some very off to the side weird suggestions.
That's totally fine. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I have some ones. Yeah, I think mine. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go along. Yeah. It's I did think doing this. I was like, someday we need to just do a straight up Cannibal 13 list because there are a lot of cannibal movies, but maybe down the road. So Tara was going to be on tonight, but she has a cold. So get well, Tara.
Yeah.
Well.
And Annabelle is out. Well, not out, but she's with her family. So
I may be a little groggy at times because I had cataract surgery yesterday, and the anesthesia they give you comes and goes like for a day or two, and it kind of leaves you weird. So I'll be
weirder than usual.
Yeah, more than usual. Yeah.
Can you be okay?
Well, yeah. They did the left eye last month, and yesterday morning did the right eye, and they just took the patch off this morning. So I've been kind of like napping on and off throughout the day because it's really weird. It hits you in waves. So if I'm kind of like this at one point, I've fallen asleep.
We didn't bore you to sleep, but yeah.
No, I'm out of it.
Last time you had cataract surgery, it was some kind of eye surgery. You did a video review, and you had like a
for 3 Blind Mice, I think. Wasn't it? Yeah, I had what was it? I had. You're gonna love this. When you get to be my age, you're gonna realize you're gonna be skin tag city. And it's like you could read me like Braille. And I had a bunch of them on my eyelid and around my eye. And so went to the dermatologist, and he had to burn them off, and it just kind of left everything all gross. And I thought, well, I shot the review the night before, so I looked normal. And then after I did the surgery, I came home and did the intro where my eye was just all gross, and somebody thought I actually did makeup.
Like, wow, we're gonna hire this guy.
You went the extra mile. Yep.
I did. That's Todd Quality.
So happy Thanksgiving here to Anthony Chobote's with us. We got our boy Bubba, Dave Deadman. He's saying Skin Tag City is a great band.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah,
they'll be playing with the Bay City Rollers,
Could be a spin-off of Slime City Massacre.
Did you say Bay City Rollers?
Yes, I did.
I still have their album.
Nice. I think I had a 45 back in the day.
Before Saturday Night Live, ABC, I think, had a show called Saturday Night or something that Dick Clark hosted. It was like Saturday Night Live, and it had musical bands, and this was like a year before, and the Bay City Rollers were on.
Nice.
Singing Saturday Night.
SATURDAY. Night.
Yeah, and everybody was wearing the Scottish outfits.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Not horror related, but I do recommend the Saturday Night movie. It's really good.
It is really good.
Yeah.
Some of my top 10 of the year.
And while we're mentioning
it would
movies,
make a great series, I think, too.
I want to plug Astral Plane Drifter.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Mike Caravella. There's the Mike Caravella's film last month at the Horror Fest International in St. George, Utah. It won Best Genre Bending Film.
Oh, that's very cool. Congratulations.
As I mentioned, I have 2 roles in it. And so if you ever watch the trailer, all I can say about it is the UFO you'll see in the trailer, one of my roles is connected.
Yeah, that's very cool. And Sally's here to say hello.
Cool.
Or is it
Sandy.
Sandy. I had it the second time. I think it was because I posted a picture earlier of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So.
Oh yeah, and Sally.
I thought maybe Sally was the turkey.
Sally.
Yeah, we'll have to do a what is the name of the movies? I can't see it under the beard here.
Astral Plane Drifter.
We'll have to do an Astral Plane Drifter show at some point.
Mike would love to be on your show.
All right.
So, and you're welcome to play the trailer.
I had unfortunately got in trouble playing trailer. But I don't think that one would get flagged for anything.
No,
I didn't think the other one would either. But
no, the trailer is purposely vague because he still hasn't even listed the characters' names on IMDb yet, because even though it's screened and it's screening twice, it's screened in New York this month and it's going to screen again in New York next month. He's purposely keeping things a bit of a mystery. So
yeah, well, I think that's the best. It's always fun to go in a movie not knowing too much, and so many trailers today give away so much of the movie.
Well, I can say, as it says on the poster and everything, it's a sci-fi western kung fu comedy.
Well, there you go.
Oh man,
Got all the bases covered.
Yeah.
It won a ton of festival awards and won over like 8 different categories because no one can kind of pin it down.
That's what I always like about festival movies is it's stuff that doesn't necessarily fit into any one category. But I think that's actually starting to not necessarily mainstream, but it does seem like there's movies being released now that are more graphic and also stuff that, it's a lot weirder than would have been released in the past.
Well, they're hoping for a theatrical release on this one because it's already getting good reviews. So,
sweet.
Crossing my fingers.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to start with the 13. We might as well go around this in the thing here. So, like I said, I don't know. Hopefully people even understood what I was talking about. But so I'll have my number 13 here. It's going to be Scenes, not necessarily the movie.
Yeah, that's what I had to. I thought we were going Scenes.
Yeah.
So
And some of these movies are, I don't know. We'll go into it. So my number 13 is the scene where they eat the human stew in Ravenous.
Nice. All right, I dig that.
So yeah, it's not like super graphic, but I like that it's like they're really kind of forcing this dude. He's starving. He's got to eat, and everyone else is pretty calm eating the stew, and then he's a man's got to eat, so he starts eating. Stew.
Now I love the movie. I even have the soundtrack, but you're gonna like it's gonna stick in your head next time you watch it. But there's a scene where they're running through the forest, and they step. Actually, there's like pieces of carpet or something that are supposed to be snow. Oh, and when they're running and they step on one of them, you can see it kind of
like a wobble around.
Yeah, and I mean, that's just for fun because I saw it and I started laughing. But it's great. Movie.
That's really good. But it is when you do notice like something like that. Like I said, it's hard not to notice it then ever again. That's like
it's true.
Yeah.
Like every year when I watch Batman Returns and a scene where the Penguin walks up to his parents' tombstone and he almost knocks over one.
And they just left it in there. That's great.
Yeah.
But when they're editing things like that, you'd think they would see it. It's I'm sorry, but Logan, Wolverine Logan, he had a fake beard and a mustache through most of the movie. And when he's in the truck with that girl and he turns his head to her when she says something, and he goes, his whole mustache flips up.
That's awesome.
Oh, shit.
And in $100 million movie, they did not see that in editing.
That's pretty awesome. I thought
They
we were
did-
talking about Hugh Jackman's real life, but I'm not
great scene. Well, isn't this civilized? Yeah, I haven't seen it for a while, but I think it's a cool scene.
It's been a while for me, too.
Yeah, it's a great, it's a Thanksgiving movie here.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, I'm sorry. What was I next?
Yeah.
Yeah, my number 13 is the custard scene from Dead Alive.
Oh wow, sweet.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Oh yeah.
So gross. So gross.
You know, you can't go wrong with zombie guts shooting into custard and turning other people into zombies. It's a great, gory, disgusting scene. There's not much else I can say about it.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a gross out factor stuff. A lot of stuff going on there. One of my favorites. The movie's
Same.
just nonstop, just right from beginning to end.
Oh yeah.
Very
you
similar
pick
to
a scene in that one.
like Evil Dead 2. It's like a live action cartoon for sick, weird people.
Like me.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think I said this last week, but so early on In Your Head, we had Tim Balm on the show. We actually had him on twice. Really cool guest from Dead Alive. And I actually tried to get Peter Jackson on the show.
Oh shit.
Because Tim Balm said like that Peter Jackson always wanted to make a sequel, but he's always too busy. And so I emailed, this is 2006, I think. So, but I think Tim Balm had told us after that about he was going to be sequel. Anyway, I emailed them, and they're like, I got a reply back, and they were like, he's interested in this because he would like to talk about, the movie, but he was busy making King Kong, and I was like, oh, okay.
I have the original version, Brain Dead.
Oh, nice.
Where the opening is much longer, and the gore and the carnage there's more of it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And that's the way to go. And apparently that's the one that's supposed to be included in that so-called box set they've been talking about for how many years now. It hasn't come out. But
what is it, the 4K remaster or something?
Yeah, I fortunately have Brain Dead.
Nice.
So it's you'll never go back to any of the other versions. To see this.
Yeah, that's a great pick. I didn't even think of. I love the movie, but I didn't think about that for a scene for eating. But it's very fits very well. Number 13, terrible one.
All right, my number 13 is the finale to Eating Raoul, which just one of my favorite movies, and Paul Bartel's he's the king.
Yeah.
Just great stuff. I haven't seen the movie in years, but I should revisit it one of these days.
Yeah, that was a movie. People know Troy's my older brother. He used to watch it a lot when we were kids in the 80s. Well, I was a kid in the 80s. Troy's still probably a kid in the 80s too, but I was probably way too young to be watching it.
Yeah, you shouldn't have been watching.
I need to watch it again. When I first saw it, I didn't really connect too much to it. And I love Paul Bartel. I love Mary Warrenov, but the movie itself just kind of had me sitting there going. So I guess I'm jaded, but I saw it when it first came out. So
yeah, I still need to watch it. The closest I've gotten to reading Raoul is the fact that those two characters that they play are in Chopping Mall.
Yeah,
and that's it.
So I met Mary Warrenov a couple times, and I hosted a rock and roll rock and roll high school reunion with her.
Oh yeah.
And she was super nice. Like, she looks like she wouldn't be, but I think that's just how she looks. But she was very, very fun. I tried to get her here on the show, but she's retired from doing anything. But she considered it. But it is cool though to have her in a video panel. It's on the Without Your Head YouTube page.
Nice.
And I asked about Paul Bartel, even though it wasn't really relevant to the panel, but I was interested.
Just have to, yeah.
Oh, sure.
All right, Mr. Jaeger.
Well, as I said, I was sort of last minute here, so I just grabbed a bunch of stuff that just popped into my head. It's not necessarily food related. So you guys have all the food related stuff. I'm just kind of throwing in. Oh, sorry if you hear those things. I Facebook in the other window. I didn't know if I should.
Oh, I don't think
I can't hear anything.
Okay. Yeah, I heard. But so to cover for the food aspect, it's my usual.
The
cheesecake, man.
Right.
Cheesecake.
Nothing wrong with that. Little cherry cheesecake, maybe.
I actually had I had my turkey dinner earlier.
So I kind of Bill and
Hopefully
I
not
were
on
kind
a
of like
pizza.
stunned
No, I
too,
couldn't
because
find it.
in Psycho Ape 2, Bill got to say most of the line. He said Cheesecake Man, and then he was supposed to say cheesecake again, but then they cut it. So I don't know. Anyway. So if you want something, sure, people maybe have something to drink in this movie, that should count. But I heartily recommend the Callistra Zipper story.
I've not
It's-
heard of this.
No.
Yeah, this is hard to find. I found this at Amoeba in LA about, I don't know, 13 years ago. It is very rare. You can contact Craig Kalman, the director. He's on Facebook. What this is let me bring up the Callistra Zipper, a beautiful 14-year-old girl, begged her father Anthony to have her preserved for all time when she learned of her imminent premature demise. Rejecting burial and cremation in favor of human preservation, Anthony suffered humiliation and ridicule by society at large and struggles to deal with all the ramifications human taxidermy implies.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'll tell you, this is amazing because he sort of taxidermied his daughter. And
Damn. I think
yeah, I sent you a copy of it.
yeah.
Here's the fun part and a good reason to watch this. It's shot on video. It's like a mockumentary, and he appeared on the Howard Stern show, and they didn't know
that it wasn't a real movie.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Or that it was a movie.
He convinced them to get him on the show with Callistra. There's a mummified woman in a wheelchair. And the looks on Howard Stern's and Robin's faces are priceless. You can tell
great.
they are scared. And he said that the security was watching him, like they were just, he made them all incredibly
Tasers at the
nervous.
ready and stuff.
It's so good. And then there's a lot of other characters and people who are interviewed, but this movie is outstanding. There's been a festival run of it recently where he shortened it. But if you can get your hands on it, or ask me or something, it's mind-bending. It's really strange. And Craig Kalman's a friend of mine on Facebook too. So Callistra Zipper story.
It's a perfect film for
I'll have to look
Thanksgiving.
for that one. Yeah.
It is. I sent one to Michael Epstein and as well.
Sophia, yeah.
Yeah. So
All right. So
There you
my
go.
there we go. Number 12 for me is the Fly remake. It's when Brundle pukes at the end on her ex-boyfriend's foot and hand, and that poor dude, like he's not necessarily a great guy, but he doesn't deserve to get his hand and his feet and
He has an
eaten
arc at
away.
the end.
Yeah, he's actually coming there to help save her at the end, and he just gets crippled for the rest of his life. So, but it's a super gross out scene. And it's pretty cool, and yeah, it's perfect for Thanksgiving. So if you think when you're pouring the gravy at
Oh, there you go.
Thanksgiving, think of the Brundle fly in this scene.
I thought you were going to say the scene where he was demonstrating how flies eat.
Yeah, well, see, that's a nice setup for this scene.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean?
I'll be back.
All right. So that's my number 13.
12.
12.
Or 12. What's my 12 on the 13?
Alrighty, so do we want to wait for Todd or go to my number 12?
He said be right back. You can do number 12 if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 12 is Pan's Labyrinth, when the pale man eats the fairies.
That was one of my just missed my list. I was trying to narrow things down. I'm like, I love that scene, but
It involves eating, so that's how I justify it. I mean, then again,
Yeah.
that's this whole list. So
Yeah. Some of my scenes.
yeah,
I'm
the
not
girl
sure if
munches
they fit
on the grapes,
exactly.
and then he wakes up.
yeah, that thing,
Bad movie.
that scene is just intense.
Oh, I love that. I love everything about that movie too.
Oh, it's great. It's a freaking masterpiece.
Yes. Neal needs a couple of eyes in the palm.
Oh yeah, Troy's all ready.
He's ready to go.
Yep.
Yeah. Get some
It should
eyeballs.
have made it on my list.
Damn. I need a figure of that character. I have the fawn NECA figure. I don't have that one though.
I really didn't even know they made one. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have a Fail Man somewhere?
I feel like there probably is.
Yeah. That would be a great
I saw
figure.
our friend Larry Fessenden. So he's got like a bunch, he's got the Blackout special edition out. He's got some comic book versions of the Wendigo, one of his early movies, and action figures. He's got Wendigo action figures.
I still need to see the movies he's directed. I've only seen the ones he's starred in. He's great though. I love him.
Yeah. I'm a big
I think
fan
you'll
of
love
him all around.
the ones he made too.
Yeah.
Nice.
So here's the Wendigo action figure. I guess they're different ones because I think that one's clear and I think the one over there is black.
Wow.
So that's pretty wild. I hope they make the werewolf and stuff. It's weird because we brought him up last week, I think, when Brian Spears was on, and Brian mentioned like that Larry was working on some kind of toys.
Yeah.
Isn't Blackout the one that just came out?
Yeah. That's his Wolfman movie.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really good. I liked it.
I'll check it out. Oh. Yeah, same. We're about to lose you, Neal.
What's his Frankenstein? That one I love too.
Depraved.
Yeah.
That's
one you to check out.
The one thing about Wendigo that upset me though was at the end when the truck pulls away, and then when you see the alternate ending, the truck pulls away and the camera pans up and there's the Wendigo standing on a ledge. And I thought, well, the creature was supposedly real in the movie, so why did they cut it out of the end? I thought that was very strange.
Yeah, well, Larry's going to be back on soon, so maybe we'll ask him. That would be a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to be a little bitchy here on the one thing, but I thought that the whole sex scene was a little bit too much, but otherwise I love the movie.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of his films, Depraved. So I saw both. No, I didn't see Blackout. We saw Blackout at Brooklyn Horror Film Festival, and I saw Depraved at Buffalo Dreams Fantastic Film Festival. So it's cool to see both of them, and they are connected. No spoilers here. And from Larry said on the show, his plan is to do his next movie be like his Universal movie kind of deal, where it's his version of Dracula, his version of Wolfman, and his version of Frankenstein all together in one movie. So that's very interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
I asked him if he's doing a mummy. He said no, he doesn't have a mummy movie.
Oh.
So at 12, Todd, for Justin, it was Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. It's funny. I don't know why, but I forced my mom to watch that one. She absolutely loved it. So
it's a good movie.
Yeah.
I sort of broke my parents into, at one point, especially in the 80s, into watching more R-rated stuff, because I remember when I brought home Blue Velvet.
That's a weird one.
Yeah, well, but it's funny. My stepfather was dozing in his chair, but when I started the movie, he was like watching it, and the whole scene where the guy's lip syncing, and he just thought the movie was amazing. I thought, good, I finally broken them in, and they're okay with. Then, of course, they made him watch the first nudie musical.
Yes.
Our mom was the opposite. She was having us watch R-rated movies ever since I can remember.
That is so cool. That is so cool. Well.
I had a similar thing to Todd. I've shown my mom quite a few. She's shown me some stuff, but then I've shown her the stranger stuff. So things like Blue Velvet, or even the first two Evil Dead movies and things like that.
I think the weirdest one. Well, they just happened to come in the room and sit down when I was watching it, but I was in the mood to watch Assault of the Killer Bimbos, and they actually kind of laughed. So I thought, wow, they're getting cool. See, I grew up in a different time.
Yeah,
and it was, they wouldn't have watched movies like that back then. So, like I said, I kind of broke them into it, and I feel proud.
I'll never forget.
Pan's Labyrinth might be the movie that like helps people into like different genres they're not used to. Because when we saw it for the first time, we went with a couple that like had no idea that it was subtitled, and when it first started, they're like, "We don't think this is going to be for us," and they ended up loving the movie. So
when we had at the theater, when we had Shape of Water, it was funny because it was usually really super elderly people that walked out of it, because what's the very first thing you see in the movie is her pleasuring herself in the bathtub. And they just were not ready for that. And what a way to start a movie, and it won Best Picture, right? No.
Yeah,
it did.
Amen to that.
Yep.
Yeah, so it just, I just thought that was so funny. That, and then also my favorite, I used to wait outside when people would walk out of the theater, was The Paperboy.
Oh.
With Zac Efron. Because people would come in and look at the cast. Nobody looks up stuff about movies. They just go, "Oh, what a cast." And they would walk out of the auditorium looking like they've been slapped in the face. Because, well, the prison visitation scene in that movie. Oh, and it's just so much. I don't know. I just love watching people, get totally messed up.
That's great.
All right, Troy, you're number 12.
All right, my number 12. One of those scenes that could get you like to not eat chicken for a while. It's Eraserhead, and it's the scene where he's carving the chicken, and just like blood goes spewing out. It just fucking gross. It's great. Love this.
That's a good Thanksgiving film right there.
I got to see that on a giant curved screen.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
In stereo in Collinsville, Illinois, of all places, when I was in college. And it was in stereo. It was this giant, massive curved screen. And you just, all of that. Overwhelming.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen that movie twice in theaters. One of those times was at midnight. One of the few times I've ever been able to do. Actually, it was back in my 20s when I could actually still handle doing midnight. And I donned my Eraserhead Halloween costume because it was only like a few weeks after Halloween. I still have the Eraserhead baby on my my headboard. So I went to that screening with that, and that's a fun movie to see with a crowd.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The original LP soundtrack on IRS Records came with a frameable photo of the baby.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I remember, I think I was 17 or 18, and they would show it, and just thinking about like a double feature, big screen thing. And I don't know why. I don't know what the similarities were, but they would show it with, the Talking Heads movie.
True
Stop
Story?
Making Sense.
Oh, Stop Making Sense. Okay.
And they would do and we saw that. Oh my God, it must have been like 3 months. We would go see it every like Friday night, and just couldn't get enough of either movie. Both so good.
I'm sad that they cut Sissy Spacek out of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that scene where he came out of the elevator and apparently she was standing in the hallway and was laughing.
Oh.
And they cut that out because she had just gotten famous for Carrie, and I that's kind of sad. I would have liked to have seen that scene.
Yeah.
So would I.
Yes.
Because I love that. It's a movie that you wouldn't think would be funny, but it is, and most of the times because of how awkward it can be.
Yeah.
And it's whether it's the elevator scene where it takes forever for those elevator doors to close with the ambient noise intensifying, or the chicken dinner. Do I just cut them up like regular chickens? There it is. There I am.
Well,
I love it.
You know what's great too is that the gal who played his girlfriend was the woman who played the school teacher on Little House on the Prairie.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that either. I know, the guy went on to all kinds of stuff.
And She's the mom of Bobby in Twin Peaks.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, it's funny because in Little House on the Prairie, you know, it's all sweet and saccharine, and then you know there she is. They don't even they don't even know if it is a baby. I love her.
Mother, he's got a nosebleed.
Jason Finch really loved the Christmas podcast Without Your Head episode with Scott Marlowe, cryptozoologist. He's fantastic, awesome, amazing, and appreciated. Yeah, he's a really cool guy. He was on once in our early days, and then he had come back on for a special Christmas show where we talked about like some of the actual like it was about Krampus, like through the eyes of a cryptozoologist, like, you know, and it was another cryptid, which I can't remember. It was another like Arctic cryptid. But Scott passed away during COVID. So rest in peace, Scott.
Sweet
Marlowe.
guy. Really, really interesting dude. Liked him a ton.
That's a good one. And it reminds me because I said Troy watched Eating Raoul a lot when we were kids. He also watched Eraserhead a lot as a kid. That's one I could not get into as a kid. I was like, what the hell are you talking about, Troy? But then I did see it. Annabelle and I went to see it as a midnight movie. I guess it was probably 10 years ago now. But...
That's a great midnight movie.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Especially if people know what they're getting into and are, because when I saw it, the audience was dead quiet, you know, except for when they would laugh, because, you know, it's hard for me to go to any movie when there's more than 5 other people in the auditorium because their phones ding, they talk, it just ruins everybody. Eraserhead is,
I like at the regular AMC. I don't get that too much unless I go see like a kind of a more mainstream horror movies. So it's like a younger crowd, and there will be people on their phone and stuff. But at Coolidge, that's a theater we see the midnight movies. No one's doing that because it's like a more respectful like film audience.
Yeah,
they're weird people and stuff, but they're not going to have their phone out or anything.
Right. Well, I guess
you're number 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, according to my Grizzly Adams clock, it's time. I had to get that in. This one actually does have a feast in it, but the main idea is there's something in the punch. Adam Marcus, as you know, who did the
he's in the Once and Future Smash.
Right, and he also did that. What was it, Freddy? Which one of those? Friday the 13th.
He did Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah, okay, that's the one. I was thinking of Freddy versus Jason. To me, the sequels don't mean anything. But anyway, I absolutely adore Secret Santa from 2018. It's one of those movies where I hate it when everybody in the movie, you hate them. You know, I can't see it. But in this movie, everybody is loathsome. They are terrible people, but the dialogue is so sharp. The movie is vicious, and you just love it. Basically, it's a dysfunctional family Christmas dinner, and somebody puts something in the punch, which brings out everyone's inner. And so everybody starts killing each other, and it's absolutely batshit insane.
I mean, I've not seen it, and I love Adam Marcus. I actually really like Jason Goes to Hell. When I was a kid, I thought it was one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen. And I would have been a real annoying one of the people. Well, I didn't have a phone, but so I went to see with my friend Joey, and it was me and Joey and one other guy in the theater. So we were probably late teens, I guess. I'm not sure what year that came out. I think teenagers. And the opening, near the opening, when the guy bites into Jason's black heart, he's doing the autopsy and he picks up his heart and he bites into it for unknown reasons.
All coroners do that, you know?
Yeah. And so Joey and I just burst into laughter, and the guy looked so mad, and he just sat there like so mad the whole movie because we were laughing. And as soon as it was over, he just got up and stormed out of the theater. And I think we ruined Jason Goes to Hell for him. But
I'll see that's the thing. Unless it's meant to be a comedy or something, I do. You know, I was already.
It's pretty silly.
I was already old when that came out. That's why I guess I don't care for. To me, the only one is Friday the 13th, and that's it.
So I did not. I really thought it was a terrible movie back then, and I said this in the Adam Marcus, because then I watched it again when we had Adam Marcus on, and I don't know. I kind of love it now because it's so ridiculous and preposterous. Like, it's not just another Friday the 13th. Like, they're out in the woods, the same things. It's like so just. It's really bad.
This one will be a Christmas tradition with you.
Okay.
If you watch it, because people have made comments like on YouTube and all that this is one they watch every Christmas. I don't think you can see it close up. No, but
I think you played Fright Fest.
This right over here, this woman is impaled with a Christmas tree.
Oh well, I'm a big fan of Christmas horror. I know we did a Christmas Horror 13 before, but Annabelle wasn't here, and Tara, and Tara would like to do one, so I think we might do an updated one. Maybe we might repeat stuff, but whatever. I think it'll be fun with a new cast of people, or maybe we'll find a new twist for it. But either way, we'll do something for Christmas. But yeah, I'm wearing my
nice
Jack Frost shirt.
Now the first one I can tolerate. It was incredible. It was incredibly stupid.
Oh yeah, it's very stupid, but yeah.
But the second one, no, thank you.
I have to admit I'm a fan of both of them. But so we were at Dead of Winter Film Fest last year, and they had stickers of Jack Frost of someone selling stuff. I was like, that's cool. You never see Jack Frost stuff. And he's like, oh yeah, we have some long sleeve t-shirts here. I was like, really? And so I was like, oh, I'll definitely buy one of those. But then I thought, well, why don't you have them out? Like, maybe you'd sell more.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, if you had them on display. All right. The shower scene in Jack Frost is pretty amazing.
And you notice how they could have gone whole hog with that one, but they kept it. They kept it kind of chaste.
It's very tasteful. Yeah,
yeah, it was. And like I said, I get a little angry when they just exploit the women in the manner that, like The Prowler. I freaking hate that movie so much, because for one thing, I figured out who the killer was right from the start, but. The movie is just people walking around a lot. That's all it is.
It's true.
Right,
but in the scene where the girl's killed in the shower, and it's almost like the scene in pieces. It's like, get the girl naked so you can ogle at what she's got, at the same time graphically kill them. So it's like, okay, so we're supposed to be looking at their body parts, but we're supposed to be like, at the gore. It's like a weird. To me, it's one for the psychologists. So, but no, Jack Frost scene. I guess I was expecting more, and I thought, boy, they must have really had to practice the way they shot that scene.
And it's way better than the other Jack Frost movie.
Oh, the Michael Keaton one.
Yeah.
I had forgotten about that one.
Although the cover for the Michael Keaton one is horrifying.
Well, even the idea is pretty horrifying, really. It's like this kid's dead dad comes back as a snowman. Like, it kind of sounds like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Well, you got that new Snowman movie that's out on streaming about the girl that falls in love with a snow guy.
I've not seen it.
I forgot the title, but I told someone, gee, Kate Bush wrote a song about that 11 years ago or so. But here's this movie on one of the streaming channels. I forget what it's called, but it's about a girl falling in love with this guy who's a snowman.
Damn. I hope they recreate the Jack Frost shower scene. I mean, it's like more romantic. So, let's see I don't know. So number 11 now. I never know how to say this movie. Anthropophagus, something like that.
Anthropophagus.
There we go.
Yeah.
And so the not to spoil the movie, but the man, he gets the killer in it, the cannibal in it. He gets killed. They hit him in the gut, and his guts are coming out. And then he just picks him up and starts eating his own guts. And I was like,
I'll be back. I got something to show you about that. Keep going.
That's a pretty amazing scene. They kind of spoil it because it's in a lot of the art. A lot of the art for the movie is that scene actually, but it's a pretty amazing scene, and it shows that you can still have a nice Thanksgiving dinner even if you're all by yourself.
True. Good point. Oh, nice.
Yep. And
That's the greatest plush toy I've ever seen.
I know.
Yeah.
When I found out this existed, I had to have it with the Blu-ray. It was
Yeah. Where did you find such a thing?
Severin Films. They
nice.
distribute the Blu-ray, and you can get this on their site
There
too.
it is.
Oh, there it is. I got it too.
Oh, sweet.
I'll be damned.
I didn't
That's
take mine
awesome.
out of the bag though.
Wow.
I had
I'm-
to. With mine.
Yeah,
I never knew
I'm
such a thing
jealous. That's pretty
existed.
amazing. Yeah.
They sold out of that one.
Wow.
Severin's been really good to us. We sent a lot of stuff. They're going to be setting up some guests, so we like the folks at
I wish-
Severin's Film.
Oh,
Hey,
they're
you're
great.
lucky you get stuff. So I have not been able to order from Severin much lately. This
Yeah,
is
I can't.
between them and Vinegar Syndrome and the others. I just can't, because the only one I am going to
This
jump
was really
for,
amazing. This giant.
I
box
need to
set.
get that. It's too
Yeah.
expensive for the one. Plus Severin. I'm gonna, not to knock Severin. I love Severin, but the shipping.
Yeah.
Oh
it's
my
not
God.
Yeah. I mean, shipping in general is expensive.
But
nowadays.
next on December 3rd, on Vinegar Syndrome.
Oh, they have a
site-
big Black Friday special.
Yeah, but on December 3rd on Vinegar Syndrome's website, one of their partner labels, they're going to have 100 beavers.
Oh, sweet.
Oh,
Big
shit.
fan of the movie. We had the creators on the
Hundreds
show.
of beavers.
Yeah, that's a really fun movie.
But it'll sell out magnificently quick. So
Yeah.
you got to be there as soon as they go online at well, for me it's 9 p.m. tomorrow night. No, December 1st is when that will be available.
You,
And you'll have to order it like as soon as the site goes up, or else it'll go quick.
They had just emailed. They've got some of the Black Friday specials. It's 2 movies that's never been released before on Blu-ray. I know one of them was Rats. Let me find the email.
Oh,
here.
Knights of Terror.
Yeah,
Deadly Eyes.
yeah.
So many different names. I know it's based on James Herbert's novel Rats, but
Oh.
I'm going to try to go for the 4-disc Cemetery Man, because that one's going to be discounted heavily.
Oh, nice.
Because I couldn't afford it. It's like, what, $55 or something
Is it
normally?
really?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
for
it was.
this set, that's not bad, honestly.
Yeah, but like you said, it's. I have to go for one side or the other when some of these things come up, because I cannot afford them all, and it's just. I even got the. I have the first All the Haunts Be Ours set, and I went ahead and got Eyes of Fire separately, so I could have
so-
the actual case.
So the 2 that's never been released before are Night Train Murders and Rats.
I think it was Tetro Video in Europe. It's a Region B disc, but I got their release of Night Train Murders. It also came with the soundtrack.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a ton of stuff's coming out. Let's see. So that was my number 11. And I that's amazing. You guys said I would like that. That would be a good Halloween costume, Justin, for you in the future. You could be eating your own guts. So what is your number 11, Justin?
My number 11 is the Munchies scene from Green Inferno.
Oh,
I may have this on my list. I'm not even a big fan of the movie, but it does have some amazing death scenes.
It's that one is I guess it's a guilty pleasure for me, because I definitely don't see it as a good movie. I don't think it's a good movie, but I do think it's a fun movie. That's for sure.
I should
And-
rewatch it sometime.
And I mean, the scene where the stoner goes out, and then we find out when they're about to eat his hand that the cannibals got the munchies because he got them all stoned. And then every single cannibal on that just runs after him and tackle him, and they tear him to shreds. It's just, oh god, it's great.
It's Eli Roth. It's like I really want to like his movies, but I thought up until Thanksgiving, like I never thought he gets the right mix of horror and comedy. Seems like sometimes a comedy like doesn't mesh well with the horror, but then I thought
No.
Thanksgiving, I thought like it actually really worked well.
Oh yeah, this is definitely his best movie, 100%. It's like Cabin Fever to me is also a guilty pleasure. That one actually borders more on so bad it's good.
Yeah, like this people, the scene with like the kid just starts doing karate. I don't know. There's a lot of just like, what is happening?
Yeah, there are like a lot of scenes that just don't seem like they're in the same movie in that one.
No, it's and then Hostel, I've tried to get into that one and just it doesn't work for me.
Same.
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea, but I think there's a couple issues. One, there's no real like villain. There's a villain, but he's not interesting. Like you're not. There's not like a cool villain that like you're into at all. And then like when he gets, we get us this comeuppance, it's like really not very satisfying.
No, not at all. It's just gets his fingers snipped.
Yeah, and it's just like of all these horrible things he did, he should have something awful happen. And also the comedy in that's almost like Monty Python to me. Like there's a scene where when the train like hits the person,
Oh yeah,
the girl, and like there's a shower of blood over like these businessmen, and it's very funny, but it's not, it doesn't fit the movie because it's like this really dark movie and it has like super over the top comedy. I don't know, it just doesn't work for me.
No,
I
not
never
at
watched
all.
the sequels. The first one was enough for me.
Yeah,
But Thanksgiving, I just thought the whole movie worked.
Oh yeah,
That's a fun movie.
Well, it helps that he had a co-writer.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think that's
the
one of the
secret.
better, modern slasher movies. I really enjoy it.
No,
I still like Founders Day better.
I should
I'm
do
a
a
fan.
Founders. Yeah, I should do a Founders Day 8-bit. I have the new Choose Your Holidays 8-bit.
Oh, I love that one. That one looks
Yeah.
great.
Let's see. Jason's talked about I saw that they have I think they call it the naughty version or something. But anyway, it's the uncut version of Krampus, which I'm interested in seeing.
It's basically a few more F-bombs,
That's not that.
some more dialogue. It's not necessarily a gore fest. It's
not at all.
a little bit more, and it's
that
funny.
reminds me how it used to be. They'd put out these unrated, and it'd be like 2 seconds longer.
Yeah, 30
it'd be like-
seconds, and you had no idea where they were.
They
in the
still
movie.
they still have not released the director's cut of Scream on DVD and Blu-ray, and you'd think they would. They'd make a ton of money.
Yeah.
It's only what 10 seconds longer than the R-rated cut, but it makes all the difference.
Huh. I didn't even
I have it on a big laser disc.
Oh, okay.
Number 11 for Troy.
My number 11 is Creep Show. It's in the crate, and it's when Billy gets fed to the monster in the crate.
I didn't even think of crate. Yeah, that's awesome. There's actually, you could have that. You could also have the cake. So yeah, this is
There are some good. Yeah, I didn't even think of it.
Yeah. I
mean, the guy who
kind of considered it.
eats to death by
Then
bugs.
they wonder, how much can it eat? And it's like, it's only
That's a good point. It's dead at the bottom of the lake now.
just tell it to call you Billy.
So yeah,
I like the first one, but the second Creep Show pissed me off when I saw it. In the
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not that good. I like both of them, and I like the second one a lot when I was a kid. But I still like it now, but it's definitely not as good as the original.
Like I said, because I was already older when these came out, and so I had already seen everything there was to see before. So when these sequels came out, that just did not step up. The second one irked me, especially when they were just dragging that hefty trash bag over the pond.
Yeah,
to sort of be a monster. I thought that's a
you can
hefty
tell there was
trash.
no Tom Savini in like the second one.
It wasn't scary to
Yeah.
me, and I just kind of sat there shaking my head, going, "Oh my god!"
I think part of it, there was only 3 stories in that one. In the second
There
one.
was. But
Yeah. And the
personally,
wraparound sound is good. But
Yeah.
I'm with Neil though. I do like the second one though.
yeah, I like it. I actually like the raft.
Chief Woodenhead.
So do I.
And I like thanks for the ride, lady.
Oh, see, that guy got on my nerves really quick.
That was great too.
Chief Woodenhead, like I really liked as a kid, but I watch it now and I still like it, but I'm like, it's so much build and then the payoff's like so fast. Like
It's true.
And it's also like super obvious what's about to happen, but but still fun though.
Oh yeah.
The third one's horrendous though. The third one.
I didn't even know there was a third one.
Oh my, it's really bad.
I do like the series that they did.
Yeah, it's got
Oh,
some
the
really
Shutter
good.
series.
Yeah.
There were 3 seasons of that. Yeah.
They did one
wait.
of
4 now. There's 4.
Oh, it's 4 now.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have streaming, so I just pick them up when they come out.
And then they did that Christmas special was really good. I think it was Christmas.
Animated one.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
really good. Yeah, I liked it.
The werewolf one. That was on my list last time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I need to. I've watched several. I never watched all of them. I don't think I should just go and watch them all.
They did a good job with oh my god, what's the King short story about the guy drinking the beer and then turning into a big amoeba monster?
Oh yeah, the very
Gray
first
Matter,
episode.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gray
that
Matter,
one,
yeah.
They did a good job with.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that one last week too. About
I like the creep
Oh
shows
no, on In Your Head last night.
much more than Masters of Horror. To me, Masters of Horror was just Masters of Sexual Horror. It was every episode somehow had to be kinky, and it was weird. I did not like Masters of Horror at all.
I liked a few of them, like there's one
2 or
F.
3.
Paul Wilson story.
Yeah, and the Carpenter one. What is it? Not burn marks, but what is cigarette burns?
Yeah,
and the Takashi Miike one they said was too graphic for even that premium cable. And when I watched it, I was like, "You got to be kidding!" It's nothing.
exactly. Yeah.
My guilty pleasure episode is the one where George Washington's like a cannibal or like 8 kids.
Oh, nice.
It's so dumb. I just think it's amazing. The Washingtonian one.
Creep Show to me was a lot better. The series.
Oh yeah. I like Trevor. There's a couple of, but there are some that are just kind of meh.
Pelts, that's the name of the story.
Pelt is really good, and Cigarette Burns I think is really good.
Yeah.
The Black
Cigarette
Cat
Burns probably could have been a movie.
Was there
the
a
Black Cat one is also pretty good.
I don't even remember that.
What did you think of the Dario Argento one?
Which one
Wasn't
was
it
that?
Dario Argento?
He did one, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
did,
was it Meatloaf in that one?
Yeah, that was
Oh,
Pelts.
that's Pelts.
That was
Yeah.
the Paul Wilson story. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I thought they did a pretty good job with that one.
I unfortunately did not think much of his newest movie.
Dark Glasses.
Yeah.
Ever since what do you call it? Phantom of the Opera, the one everything.
That's
His
what I
Dracula
heard.
was bad.
Well, Mother of Tears was not very
Giallo.
good.
Giallo was, he's. I don't know what happened. I like that card game one. About the guy he was gonna kill this woman.
Card player.
Playing card player.
Oh.
I actually like that.
I've heard that one's pretty
I
good.
did not like Non Hosono, which is sleepless or something domestically.
I've heard mixed
when
things about that one.
I saw it as a pan and scan VHS and I hated it. And then when they finally released it widescreen and everything on DVD or Blu-ray, I actually went, wow, this is much better than I remembered because I got to see it as it should be. But yeah, he's slipped quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean he's up there. But yeah, I saw the premiere of when I was in London for the Dark Glasses, whatever it was. He was there, and it was in this giant theater with like 100. So it was a cool experience, but the movie itself was.
Well, to me, the only truly bad one I've seen so far, because I've seen the classics, and then I haven't bothered with anything else, is Mother of Tears. That one is.
Oh,
it's like if you watch it as just a bad movie, an enjoyable bad movie, it's that. If you're watching it as the movie that comes after Suspiria and Inferno, then it fails miserably.
And I don't mind movies that you can't really understand, but Inferno just rubbed me the wrong way. I tried
I
it
like
twice.
Inferno.
I couldn't get it. Well, I'm sorry, but especially after the bag of cats scene, I was just I was angry. But no, that one I could never get into, and I know people love it, but it just I don't know. But I like all the other older stuff of his,
Oh yeah,
especially Deep Red.
Deep Red I rewatched the other day.
I think I saw Inferno. So I forget which. I think they showed Suspiria. It was some special edition somehow, and then they showed Inferno. But he even came out and he's like, the audio, the subtitle track, like it had the wrong words, and then it just disappears. The print they had was 35mm print. But he's like, we're showing it for free, so just sit back and watch it. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I didn't know what was
That's kind of
going
a
on
cool
either.
attitude.
But
I like
I
that.
couldn't understand the movie, so I couldn't. The subtitles weren't there. So, but it was a cool experience just to watch in the theater, to be honest. Before we go to the next one, before we go to Todd's, hit the like button. Subscribe, share this out to the world.
Hell yeah.
If you would like to help support Without Your Head here, you can join, become a member. It starts only $3 a month. That helps support the show. You can Venmo during the show. You can super chat. And if you join or super chat us this evening, I will send you a Without Your Head sticker. Look at that.
Ooh.
Oh hell yeah.
I dig it.
Yes.
As do I.
And wherever I see there's people watching on Facebook, there's people watching on not Spotify, Twitch. Wherever you're watching, come on over to the chat on the YouTube page, because then you can interact with everyone, and it's also easier for me to pop up anything you say on screen. Because actually the Facebook messages, they changed it so I can't even see them here. I have to just look at them on Facebook. But nonetheless, number 11, Todd. Man, we're not even in the top 10 yet.
Well, I'll tell you, nothing could be more horrifying than watching your Viewmaster reels of Can't Stop the Music.
Nice.
Never thought that would be on Viewmaster, huh?
No.
Well, it is.
Did you ever have the Viewmaster projector?
Well, I have
that was
Dark
the
Shadows, The
Oh.
Time Tunnel, Space 1999, The Banana Splits, Grizzly Adams.
La, la, la,
Yeah,
la, la, la.
but the worst one, and I was pissed off, the worst one they released was Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Instead of one
Whoa.
scene that was in 3D, every image were 3 separate photos, kind of like overlapping on the edges, but none of the pictures were 3D.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I was PO'd on that one.
That's how I was with the projector, because you're like, this is taking away everything that's cool about the Viewmaster.
Oh, and I also have the Poseidon Adventure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Borgnine in 3D. That's what everybody needs.
It was amazing. But and I also have the Wiz, because it came with Can't Stop the Music. But
Okay.
yeah, Can't Stop the Music 3D reels. That's weird.
Yep.
So this one also has a little bit of food in it. So my others kind of don't, but this one does. The scene where they're eating crackers in Tourist Trap.
Nice.
Classic.
Hey, aren't those crackers good? Yes, I'd like some more crackers, please. That scene. If
I
you
haven't
go
seen
on,
that movie in so long. I love that.
oh,
It's been a while for me too.
this is my all-time favorite horror film.
Oh,
love
nice.
it,
Yeah.
too.
I saw it
And-
when it was on the last drive-in. I think it was.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
not get the first full moon Blu-ray. It's missing 5 minutes.
Really?
No kidding.
Yeah, with the original cover. Do not get that Blu-ray. It's the one they released a few years ago in the big VHS box with a Mr. Slauson action figure. That one is yes, it is. That one is full. It's what?
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 An action figure?
Yeah,
with this
Mr.
thing?
Slauson. I've got it on the shelf in the other
No.
room. I wish I would have brought it out. But yeah, that's the one to get. You can get it on eBay still, a reasonable price.
Little bits of my brain are all over my wall now.
Oh yeah. But also I recommend if people go on my Vimeo channel, Todd Jaeger on that one. I did a video called Todd's Movie Quotes Tourist Trap, and I sort of used the dialogue for the cracker scene where me and a friend were sitting at Denny's and we were having soup, so I thought let's mouth the cracker scene, and I matched it, and it works perfectly. So you'll have to see it. The cracker scene in Tourist Trap, priceless.
I just found the action figure. So he's he doesn't really move, right? He's like but he's really cool.
Well, I never took it out of the package, so I just keep it in the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Looks like almost like one of the refilm, but a little different.
But the Blu-ray that comes with that is the full version of the film, and and for a movie that was only rated PG, even David Schmoller was surprised that it got a PG. It's not really graphic. There's no nudity. There's absolutely no F-bombs, but it's distressing in some ways, especially the scene where the woman gets smothered.
Yeah.
That to me is very hard to watch. And so for a movie back then, PG movies were great because it's like those little, when you go to the store and you buy those little candy things, you don't know what the toy is. You're trying to collect them. PG movies, you never knew what you were getting. And sometimes they were full of surprises.
I just wanted to show this. We got this. I got it at Michael's actually. They had all their they had all the Halloween stuff 80% off.
Oh my god!
And I was like, this is freaking awesome. It's the Bride Nutcracker.
That's so awesome. Great.
So I tried. They also make a Frankenstein and the Mummy, my Frankenstein monster and the Mummy, but I tried to find them, but they're sold out everywhere. But it's pretty wild.
It was pretty awesome because what was it, like 80% off?
Yeah, so it was it's like $250 to be honest. But I was like, sweet,
amazing.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I need a Chuck Connors action figure, man. That's fucking cool. That would make my life complete, I think. Not even the Rifleman, but from
do you think he enjoyed being in a horror movie?
Oh, he wanted to be. The story behind that is he wanted to be the next, like Bela Lugosi. He wanted to be the next awesome B-movie horror star, is what Chuck Connors wanted to do.
Wow.
So he was, and the guy. Okay, I don't want to spoil anything for those who haven't seen it, but Chuck Connors, Mr. Slauson's brother, the guy that's wearing the mask.
Yeah,
I think that was Chuck Connors' younger brother or something.
Oh, no kidding.
Doing that outfit.
Oh my
there
God.
It is. Yeah, that comes with the Blu-ray that's in the big VHS box.
Wow.
And but yeah, Chuck Connors wanted to be the next B-movie horror star, and then of course he died.
Yeah. Well, it didn't last for long. I think it was just a one season, but it was a werewolf TV show. I can't even remember what it was called. And he was like the leader of the pack of werewolves. And
really?
I loved it. And of course, it was before its time, I think. So it never found an audience. So I was probably the only person watching the show, and it only lasted the one season. So I never found out what happened.
I think that new Werewolves movie comes out. Does it come out this weekend or next weekend?
Oh, the Frank Grillo one?
6th, somewhere around the 6th.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to watch the damn teenagers on that one again.
They listed as an action movie I saw in the AMC Club.
Well, speaking of werewolves, the one I can't recommend enough is Wer. W-E-R.
Oh, yeah. That movie's the balls. Love that movie.
God. Wow. And, of course, Howl.
Yep.
One with the train.
Where, like, when we saw that, and whoever the actor is that plays the main character, he's so great in it.
Oh, it was such a surprise, because I bought it on a whim. Mm-hmm. When stores had lots of movies you could choose to buy, and I saw that and I was like, "Oh, I'll buy this one." And boy, was I surprised!
Yeah, you made a good choice that day.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
Now we're to the top 10.
Top 10.
Hey.
So I needed to put a giant monster movie in my list. So I was trying to narrow it down. So I picked The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
Nice.
Running around New York eating everybody. I think it's cool. I think you need a giant monster.
You
in
need a
movie
hairy
about
Allison,
beasts.
yeah.
So why not The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms? Sure, you got Godzilla and all these other cool giant monsters, but for me, The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
Absolutely. I think it's based off a Ray Bradbury story.
It
Oh,
is.
really? I didn't know that.
So it's
actually.
all good.
I wonder if I could find that.
You should.
All right, Justin, you're number 10.
My number 10 is the meatloaf scene from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh,
Nice.
that's a cool.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, where they find him under the table. It's probably the most, looking at my list, actually probably second most Thanksgiving-esque scene.
Okay.
It's, I wasn't sure about it because it felt so obvious, but then again, my number one is probably the most obvious one that you could pick. So I'm like, yeah, what am I worried about obvious on this? Let's put it on there. It's a good scene.
Yep.
It's,
I like it.
Got to be the ones that mean something to you, too.
it's
like,
true.
my number one's probably not on anybody else's list, but the scene I fucking love, so it's got to be there.
No, for sure. That's how I felt about Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm like, this has to make the list.
I love it.
Yep.
Have you seen? Have you? I'm sure you have, but have you seen? The shadow cast like in person?
I don't like seeing it that way because that's an audience of people that mock the movie and seem to misunderstand what the movie's doing because they make fun of a movie that's already making fun of itself, and it just seems pointless to me. I've seen it once that way, and I was fine seeing it. And I actually managed to get lucky. I managed to sit in the back where no one caught me and tried to drag me.
Tries to make you get up and do whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, so I was able to just sit back and watch it and just see the insanity on it. And I was like, you know what? This one time is all I ever need to experience at this. I'll go see The Room 1,000 times that way, but I won't do Rocky Horror Picture Show again.
It's funny, I saw
I can enjoy it.
the genetic option.
I'm curious about that.
It was a weird.
Roy loves it.
I love that movie. I do. I think the music's great in it.
So I've seen the shadow cast twice. Once at a movie convention, and it had some of the actual cast there, which was pretty cool. And they do it every Saturday here in Boston, and it's the same cast, and it's like the same group of people, but like they move characters, actors in and out.
Yeah, they do that at the Free to Cinema over by.
They do it at an AMC. For the AMC that I go to in Boston, does a lot of weird stuff. It's weird that it's a big chain theater, but they show a lot of weird movies, and they do the shadow cast every Saturday of. I guess they ran it or whatever, but still, they're pretty open to showing some weird stuff at that AMC, which is cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
That's admirable.
Yeah, and they show a lot of Indian movies, which I had never seen Bollywood movies. I saw like clips of stuff, and I thought they were all like like the Bollywood version of Terminator. But when I started going to see them at AMC because they would show them all the time, I really fell in love with Indian movies.
Still
there you go. Bollywood horror.
Nice. Yeah, I love them. They're
a bunch of movies by the Ramsey brothers. Yes, they all have musical numbers, and they're insane.
Yeah,
Mondo
it's
Macabro.
Great. It's that may have influenced the scene in Arbor Day. There may or may not be a musical number that I'm writing with Michael Epstein. We'll find out, but I love it. They've got a big Hollywood feel to them, like an old Hollywood feel, like an old 50s movie or something. Where they just break into song and dance, no matter what kind of movie it is. It could be a horror movie, it could be anything. A very somber movie, all of a sudden they start dancing, and it's not, it's like a big cast of like well, not thousands, but cast of like dozens or hundreds of people dancing, and watching it with like an audience. It's such a fun time. I'm usually the only white guy in the theater watching it.
So we had two different films in the same week showing recently. One was Sing 'Em Again, and the other one was something.
Yeah, they show multiple ones of mine too.
And the Sing 'Em one had no musical numbers, but the other one did. And but the one that Kill had no musical numbers.
Kill is definitely a different one, and Kill's amazing though. If anyone hasn't seen it, that's.
But I do start watching some of these.
If you do want
I'm really ignorant with those.
A good action one that does have musical numbers was Putan, and God, whenever we get the Indian films or the Bollywood, I definitely am there.
Yeah, they're amazing. But Kill is definitely not a good example of an Indian cinema movie, but purposely so. He tried to make like, his own movie that doesn't have the music stuff. But it's a great movie. I'd recommend it.
And these are basically in English. They're not Bollywood, but I do recommend both of The Dead and The Dead 2 zombie films in India. Those are both very good.
The only, I will say a couple of them I've seen, and there's a lot of like, this isn't in all of them, but I've watched some where there's like a lot of anti-Muslim humor, and I'm just sitting there like, oh, that's weird. And then but a lot of the audience is just laughing, and I just feel a little like, I don't know I don't think I'm supposed to laugh at this.
Thing, yeah.
But I don't know. But besides that and there's just certain things. It's a different culture. Right. A lot of them where it's the woman's to blame a lot in the movies, which is,
look at the old Italian gialli from the 70s. Women were always being slapped around.
Oh yeah, it was Fennec.
Yeah.
Overall, I really enjoyed it.
Oh, she really made a mistake when she had enhancements.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all.
And, we had the director of Kill on the show. It was a
really
cool movie. Yeah.
That was so cool.
All right, Troy, your number. Did you do your 10, Justin?
I did. Yeah. It was Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, Rocky Horror. Yeah. Number 10, Troy.
My number 10 is kind of a personal one to me, and it's because one of the people in this very cubicle area right here, and it's Night of the Living Dead, and the scene is when the gas pumps explode and the zombies start chomping on everybody. And when we went to see this, I think I was maybe 11, because I think they were showing it in like a double feature with another zombie movie, which would have made Nasty Neal like 3. And he was like, what are they doing? And our mom was like, yeah, they're just having a barbecue. They're just eating hot dogs and hamburgers. Don't worry about it. And Neal was completely like pacified by that answer. He's like, okay, that's cool. And
Yeah, that's the earliest memory I have of seeing a movie, and it is on my list. Specifically for that reason, it's very personal to me. I remember it, and also it's a very influential movie. But it's
it's a great.
It's
movie,
on my list a little higher because of the personal connection. It's the first movie of any kind I really remember watching at the theater.
And the remake was quite respectable.
Yeah, I agree. I really
like the one. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so that one, and I loved it. I mean, I love the movie anyway, and I love the scene, but it just has that like fun kind of side note to it.
Yeah, I actually had about number 10, and then I kept moving a little higher on my list. But so it's a little higher, not all the way up. But I was like, it's got to make it on the list. But we'll get there momentarily. So Todd, you're number 10.
Okay. Well, first too, everybody check out the Without Your Head stuff that's on Amazon and Public, because holidays are coming and you'll need something to carry your gifts in, like this hippie dip.
Oh, sweet! Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I got the
that is too cool.
That did come out great. That's the best selling design on my Public is the hippie dip.
Yeah, it's been over 2 years now.
Yeah, it's on Amazon lately though. It's not. Well, I don't know if that one's even on Amazon. It's the Choose Your Slasher. I sold so many of them. I don't know if someone's sharing it somewhere or what, but it's just been going through the roof, which is happy by
That's
me.
awesome.
But the Hippie Dick's the best one on the T-Pop.
And I will say I'm very proud for you as well, because that podcaster on that UK, was it Homeschool Horror or whatever, thought that your T-shirt for Sirloin and Dr. Zoomis was just the bee's knees.
I love it. I need to
so
share that more.
Excited about that. Yeah. Okay.
I probably should get a website up actually. I don't know what
Hippie Dick is a phenomena, because I saw two customers come into where I work wearing the shirt.
Nice.
And so I'm worldwide. I'm just so proud.
And you're on the newest one I did, Manhattan Knockout. Well, you're on that one too, but you're also the Hippie Dick is actually in the Manhattan Knockout, but it's a little hidden. You're behind a pole, so you can't quite see what's happening.
I'll have to look more carefully, because I'll get a T-shirt for everything that I'm on, so now I can say I'm on 4 T-shirts, including the Arbor Day one.
That's
wow. I haven't gotten to surpass. I haven't gotten to surpass Bill Whedon or Martin W. Payne in nudity in movies, but there I am. I see me. Yeah. So I at least am on 4 T-shirts now. Thank you. Wow.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Actually, so I guess. No, go ahead.
I was just saying, I think Justin, but I think I didn't do this on purpose, but I think actually Justin is on that shirt, but he's hidden behind Jason actually.
Well, thank God. That's great. Yeah. Now I got to order 2 more shirts. Okay. So this one is not necessarily food related, but you will lose your appetite. Oh. So I'll connect that way. This movie is more introspective and more cerebral. It's not a stabby horror movie, but it is horrific. The Accidental Exorcist.
I like the name.
I was going to say, yeah.
So here's the fun thing about this. This guy, he's just really good at exorcisms, and he's constantly being called to do it, but he's getting rather weary of it. So when he goes somewhere, instead of doing the exorcism right away, he just kind of sits there and talks to the victim like therapy. He's just expressing his woes and like he's at the therapist. And then when he goes, okay, all right. And then he just goes, boop, and they're exorcised. So the whole thing is him visiting different people who are possessed, and he just kind of vents everything. But the ending is balls out, gory, crazy, batshit crazy. And my one gripe, and I contacted, how do you pronounce it? Synonym is the name of the company.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not.
At the end of the movie, when he's in bed with his girlfriend, lying on the bed, and then all hell breaks loose. Felicki, the director and star, is naked. And what they did was, and I was told by one of the producers or somebody on the crew, they blurred his crotch for cable airplay, which is weird because how many other movies show full frontal male nudity, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for this one, you're staring at his blurred crotch. Yeah, that one, like, because it takes you out of the movie, because like, oh, his crotch is all blurry. And so I wrote to Cinedigm and I said, what the hell? Why did you put the censored version on Blu-ray and DVD? They never replied back. Wow. So I can't. Felicki is not on Facebook, and I wrote back to the guy who wrote to me, and I said, well, this is ridiculous. So until they release the uncut version, it's kind of hard for me to watch this again. But you will lose your appetite, especially over the ending. So yes.
All right, I'm intrigued. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, Troy will be right back. I just want to mention next week, I believe we're going to have the guest from the Invisible Raptor on the show.
Oh,
which,
nice.
it looks amazing. I have to say, I think it's getting a theatrical release next week. So
Really?
that should be fun. Yeah.
Hmm.
So it'll be a good time. We got a lot of guests coming up. I have to schedule them. The producer of I know they all want to come on, but they have to give me exact dates. But yeah, the producer of All Haunts Be Ours is coming on the show.
Yeah.
That'll be wild. That might be next week too, actually. Larry Fessenden will be coming on the show. We're gonna have the cast and crew of Round the Decay. That'll be cool.
Nice.
Oh, I just Christopher Hart, who he plays Thing in the Addams Family movies.
Oh.
And he was also the severed hand in Idle Hands, which is pretty cool. And now he's a magician. He's currently performing at the Magic Castle, so that'll be a fun show. Yeah, he was going to come on for the Thanksgiving show, but Annabelle couldn't be on this week, so I thought she'd like to be on for that. That'll be a fun show. All right, so number 9 here, because I'm not sure how long Troy's going to be away. So I've got the harvesting scene in Motel Hell. Now it's not necessarily they're eating stuff, but they're growing the food, getting it ready to be eaten. And this scene is so bizarre. You've got, a bunch of people with their vocal cords cut, and they're all buried up to their necks with the bags over their head, and they're going around feeding them. This is totally bizarre movie. I always loved it.
I'm the opposite on that one, but
I love it.
It takes all kinds of critters.
It was a big product placement for Hustler magazine.
So this was one of the first movies my mom ever rented me. So I saw the picture in Fangoria, or maybe Famous Monsters, probably Famous Monsters. One of the magazines, maybe it was Fangoria. And I was like, I need to see this movie because there was a guy with a pig head and a chainsaw. And so it might not have been the first, but it's definitely one of the first movies my mom rented for me at it was their first video store, Curtis Mathis. And so it's totally bizarre. I tracked down the director and had him on a few years ago, which was really wild for me. And I love Motel Hell.
As do I.
Yeah, the man's got to eat.
That almost made my list for that reason as well, but I don't know. I couldn't justify it for myself, so I was like, I feel like it's skirting the line more than
it is, because they're harvesting the food. They're not actually eating it. But
yes,
but whatever. It's making my list.
Oh yeah, no, it's that's all you, man. That's all right.
So, by the way, Curtis met. So the first we got a VCR pretty early on in the 80s, and the store had the worst because normally you rent a movie, you'd either just take the actual movie and you bring it up, or like it would show where the movie was and the copies would be behind it, whatever.
Yeah.
But Curtis Mathis was the first video store. It wasn't even in our town. It was in Hyannis, which was a little far away. But you had to go and see the movie you want to rent, and you'd have to write down the code, the number. So it'd be like this long number, and then you'd have like your list of numbers, and you'd go up and you'd tell them the number, and then they would tell you if they had it in stock or not. It was a real it didn't make sense how they had their way.
Not a user-friendly setup.
No, because then this is out. Then you'd have to go back and look around for something else, and then get back in line. It's very strange. I don't think that was around too long, Curtis Mathis.
I keep thinking of the furniture.
Oh,
there's Curtis Mathis furniture, and that's
the same thing. Yeah,
I keep thinking of when you.
I don't know. I don't think it was a chain. Was it Troy Curtis Mathis?
I think it was. I think they were an electronics
okay
chain.
Because our VCR was also Curtis Mathis.
Yeah. Yep.
That's crazy.
All right. That was 9, right? Or 8?
Yes, sir. 9.
9.
Oh.
All right. My 9 was Motel Hell, Troy.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
My number 9 is Raw.
Oh, yeah.
The finger eating scene.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The big one that, was like the big scene that I think is a well done scene. I did think the publicity on that was a bit much. Where I mean, I guess there were apparently people that did pass out during that scene, and I guess me personally, I'm so what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, Desensitized to gore
Oh,
that it takes a lot to really. So the finger eating scene, I was just like,
It's cool.
looks cool.
yeah.
It's a good scene. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Like I went in, with knowing about the notoriety of the movie at festivals where it's like, oh, it's making people pass out and throw up. It's like, okay, let's go watch this.
I need to get the import of that because it has a lot of extras. The domestic release of Raw had nothing but the movie on it.
Oh,
And yeah, I need to get the import.
Yeah,
I saw that one at the theater.
nice.
I think the day I maybe this has happened, but I think they should just stop telling you anytime someone supposedly passed out or puked at these movies. Like, did this really happen?
Yeah.
Probably not. But
We had someone throw
it
up.
kind of turns me off more
Recently,
than like
but it
getting
was-
me excited. It's been, now because they've done it so much for the
It
Terrifier
was during
movies.
Wild Robot, though, so it had
Whoa.
nothing to do with the movie.
Well, that's the thing too. When they say like all these people walked out, I'm like, well, that doesn't mean they were scared. Maybe they just didn't like it. Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
walked
Yeah.
out of movies,
Sucked
not because I was
yeah.
petrified. I just thought it was shit. So
Or is it because you're so tired of hearing about movies where people throw up that you're kind of
Yeah,
pissed
there
that you're
could be
waiting
many
for the day that they say, that they shit their pants or something instead of throw up,
Yeah.
just to
That-
change
that's
things up a
been my-
bit?
that's been my thing. I want to someday make a movie and you give out adult diapers that says this movie's so scary it'll make you shit your pants. It'll be
What I'm
the
curious
William
about
Castle.
is how many movies have you actually ever walked out of?
I've back in the day I really wouldn't walk out of stuff, but now that I have the AMC club, and so I just pay a set fee a month and I can see 3 movies a week, I have walked out of a lot of stuff and like
I've only walked out
kind of
2.
stinks. I think I'll just leave.
One was Soul Surfer because that was one of those movies where you go in and then they trick you. It's a faith-based movie.
Well, I
Oh.
did that actually recently. I went to AMC Unseen, and it was the new Angel or whatever. What is
Angel
that?
Studios.
Yeah.
Oh,
And as
Ah.
soon as I came up, I was like,
They're as
I
bad as
feel-
Pureflix.
Yeah, I was like, I feel betrayed here because
Soul Surfer and Men of Honor. The one with Cuba Gooding. Was it Cuba Gooding Jr.?
okay.
There
That
was
not
there
a
was
bad movie.
a big deal speech every 5 minutes in that movie, and it just got on my nerves so bad. So I was like, "Fuck this," and I was out of there. But Soul Surfer was the one that pissed me off the most.
I really
And that
wanted
had
to watch.
Helen Hunt, I think, and
Yeah.
and Dennis Quaid. And was it Trisha Yearwood was the pastor of their church,
Oh, really?
and their church was under a nice big open tent on the beach. I was just like, "Oh, this movie sucks."
I just found. I was trying to look up Curtis Mathis. And this picture just kind of.
I love it.
He looks like the tall man.
Yeah, he
So that's who we
I've
rent
never
the
heard of
Motel
that.
Hell
Maybe-
from.
Is that an East Coast thing?
I think it
maybe
might have been.
was.
It might have just been like a Northeast thing.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
around. It said from 1950 some till 83, so it was around a
Wow.
lot longer than I realized. Or 88, sorry, 88. All right, Troy, your number. What were we
Number
on? 9.
9.
All right, my number 9 is the Blob, the original one. When the old man gets a stick and the Blob creeps down and starts eating his fucking arm. Like that's some great stuff. I love it.
And of course, another good one that was a remake.
Oh, yeah?
Absolutely true.
I
yeah.
think the remake's
As
really
a
underrated.
movie, I think the
I-
remake is better, but I love the scene
100%.
when the old man
Yeah.
like gets the Blob on the stick in the ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that always terrified me as a kid.
Yeah.
You know?
And then that's what always super elastic bubble plastic looks like the Blob.
But it's funny too because right now Criterion has their 50% off thing going on,
Oh,
and at Barnes and Noble too, and they have the Blob on Blu-ray. I should have picked it up today when I
wow.
was there.
the remake, the new
The,
one.
no, the Blob,
okay,
the original is on
the green one.
Criterion.
Oh wow.
I have the remake on Blu-ray from Twilight Time, and
Okay.
that one's out of print, but it has the isolated score track and everything on it. So, yeah, but the original's on Criterion of all things.
It's pop cultural, you know.
Oh yeah.
Although the sequel, Beware the Blob, I never really saw
Beware
the
of
whole.
the blob, it leaps and creeps and slides across the floor.
Oh God.
I found a Facebook page dedicated to Curtis Mathis, and they just have tons
Whoa.
of like old ads from
That's
the 60s
freaky.
and 70s.
That's kind of cool, actually, because
Yeah.
it's what's that? What is it? It's almost like that website. What that shows really weird videos. Is it Everything Is Ruined or something?
I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
know.
And it's just all really old ads and stuff that kind of have you sitting there with a look on your face through the whole thing. Yeah, I like that.
It's good.
I
It's got
remember
this.
the crazy ads from Carvel. Like
Oh,
the
yeah,
ice
yeah.
cream
Oh, yeah.
place. And like the owner of Carvel, and like he must have smoked like 600 packs of cigarettes a day, because
Oh,
he'd come out and be like, "Hey, this is old man Carvel. Come on down and get Cookie Puss. It's really great. You're gonna be loving this thing here."
And don't forget the whale. What
Yeah,
was the
I
whale?
want
name?
I want a Blu-ray of
Vagina
nothing
whale.
but regional commercials.
Yeah.
That would be an AGFA should put
Vagina
out.
whale. Come on down and
Oh my God.
You just reminded me that when I did the Slasher 6 Halloween Marathon back in 2020, 2 of the commercials were of Carvel.
No, that's awesome.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I think it was Charles Carvel. I think that was the guy.
What was the whale's name?
Fudgy.
Fudgy the whale.
Fudgy the whale. And they used the same mold. That was the best, because like it had this one like curled area, and so it'd be the whale's tail, and it would be Santa's hat, and it was just everything they made. They used the one goddamn mold. They were
They had actually these turkey cakes, and I saw someone else posting it on Facebook, but I saw it at the Stop and Shop today, and it really did look like Cannibals, because it was like it had like these two like I don't know, I guess they're supposed to be the turkey neck or whatever, and then like the long stem was the turkey like head,
Nice.
and I was like, this does not look good, guys.
maybe they reuse that mold too for other things.
To quote the woman from Get Out, no, 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 no.
So I was just in this ad. I don't know what year it's from. It doesn't have a date, but it's only Curtis Mathis plays every set for 24 hours. And it's this big long thing about how they play every TV set for 24 hours before they like sell it.
Big long thing, you said.
Make sure it worked. And they just show like all these like guys in suits just stand there looking at the TV. Like they just stand there for 24 hours watching the
Videodrome.
The television is retina at the mind's eye.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny because I think I recommended a song to you last time, Justin, the Bodies Without Organs song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have it written down here.
Oh, well, there's one that uses that line from Videodrome about TV as the retina of the mind's eye.
Nice.
The song is on YouTube. Look for the extended mix. The song is called Get Down, Shake That Thing. It's by Gay Bikers on Acid.
That's the band's name, Gay Bikers on Acid?
Yes, GAYE Bikers. I think, I don't know if Bikers is with a Y, but it's called Get Down or something. But yeah, throughout the song you hear the TV is the they sample it and reverb it, and it's just really cool.
You know, instead of the what is it, the Black Skulls from in Mandy, it should have been Gay Bikers on Acid instead of Black Skulls.
Yeah, I have Gay Bikers on Acid doing I forget what the other one was called, but yeah, they're the songs on YouTube, and you'll love the Videodrome sample. So
No, for sure, I'll check it out.
This is the smallest ring light. I think I got it at the dollar store.
Oh my God.
The light on it's like so you can. I have to like put it right into the camera to even see it.
God.
Well, dollar store. What did you expect?
Yeah.
Well, that's true. But I just thought I'm going to buy this. I thought I could bring it along when I'm like on my walks and clip it on my phone. But I don't think it would do anything at all.
Next time I'm on, I'll have to grab the DVD.
Now I just broke it.
Uh-oh.
What I bought at the dollar store, Troy, was a DVD called Coach and the Kids. It was a faith-based cartoon, and all the titles are like double entendres, and it's just really creepy.
I'm a fan
like
of the Dollar Tree, but yeah.
Well, you can find some. If you find any DVDs there, you just buy them, no matter what. Because they're really.
It is a little sad though. Sometimes you can. I found like steel books and like cool special edition Blu-rays. Sometimes that you have to get there when they first put them out. But
well, the Coach guy on the cover looks like a Tom of Finland drawing. It's just so bizarre, and it's like I said, it's a faith-based thing too.
Yeah.
But it's so creepy. Oh, Severance.
Severance sticker here.
I got one of those stickers over here too.
Nice.
I got a ton of them. I'll have them all in a box. I don't know what to do with them. But
all right, what are we up to? 8, 9?
Me, I think
8, 9.
9 for Todd.
Okay. I one of the breaks I ran over there to grab it and I can't find it. It's not where it should be, but I was gonna show a ghost story because of the woman grief eating a pie for an entire 5 minutes on screen. I wanted to mention that, but I couldn't find it. So instead, you can say that there's lots of like sacrifices and blood in the mouth. So I'm going to go with Perdita Durango. This one's autographed by Rosie Perez.
Nice.
As you can see. And Severin actually released it on Blu-ray. And Alex de la Iglesia. This movie is batshit insane. It has even Alex Cox is in it. It's unapologetic. It's crazy. Do not buy it as Dance with the Devil because that was heavily cut. But this movie is just, I know someone who absolutely hates it, and that's fine. But for me, I worship this film. So Javier Bardem.
Oh, nice.
And Rosie Perez and James Gandolfini.
Wow, that's
Alex
a good
Todd.
cast, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing. So make sure you get the full version. This is from the late 90s, I think. 98 or something. And it will mess you up.
Okay. We were just talking about Rosie Perez not that long ago, and then she showed up.
Didn't she do
commentators?
She's commentator on the Tyson fight.
It kind of blew my mind.
Well, Perdita Durango is based on the novel Perdita Durango, which is based on Isabella Rossellini's character from Wild at Heart.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm.
And well, she does drink a Coke in the movie if that counts as food.
That works.
The waitress, she says, "I'll have a Coke," and the waitress says, "Diet," and she goes, "Fucking kidding me?" Good old Rosie Perez. And she's naked in it several times if that's your thing.
I couldn't find my I have a turkey hat that I've worn many times on different shows and every year in video, but I couldn't find it. So, but we do have a really cool turkey head over here with Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty rocking. You know what? I thought that was really huge, and I didn't realize it was actually right in front of the camera. So
yeah. It's what's the word? Forced perspective.
Yeah.
I thought it was like I thought it was a full size, like you could wear over your head. To be honest.
Yeah.
Well, it's like this thing here, this Brigsby Bear standee. It's taller than I am.
Ooh.
But this perspective makes it look like it's just this tiny thing, but it's like this much taller than I am.
Wow.
And I'm 6'1".
Is that from Thanksgiving, Justin? The movie?
It is. Yeah, it's the NECA figure or NECA plushie.
Nice.
I love it.
I didn't know the head was Velcro. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, and over here I got John Carver. Actually, I got the NECA figure of John Carver. Let's see if I can reach it without knocking it over. Oh shit! Yep, here we go.
Oh, very cool.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you can switch the heads. You can put on different masks and stuff. It's yeah, because when you take off the mask, it's just
Oh yeah.
Oh
Nice.
yeah.
That's cool. You the plushies you could make the turkey be eating the dude's guts.
oh, that's true.
You can mix and match with Klaus.
I've actually taken pictures with Sandy. That's kind of like before and afters, where she's like snuggling with the thing, with the head still on, and then there's a picture where I take the head off as if she like squeezed it and the head popped off.
Now you have to be careful when you're sleeping.
Going back to Anthropophagus, did you guys ever see Anthropophagus 2000? It was
I'm not. I didn't actually. I don't think I've even heard of it.
It's I don't know if it's a remake or a sequel or what. I never bothered with it, but it is out there.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look into this. It's probably not good,
before or after Joe D'Amato's death.
I don't know. I'm gonna jump over to IMDb really quick while you guys are doing your thing, and I'm gonna throw I guess 2000. 1999, and it is directed by Andreas Schnaas.
Wonder if that's
got a 3.5 rating.
Yeah, but how much does the first one have? It's probably not too high either.
It's like a 5 something. Probably,
let me see. I'm gonna look for it. Esophagus. 1980, and it has. I saw Anthropophagus in the theater. Oh, it's got a 5.3.
That's what I thought.
I saw it in the theater, and I can swear that what I saw was not cut. They said that when they released it in theaters, it was heavily cut. But that whole scene with the baby, the pregnant woman and the baby, and that was all in there. So I have a feeling, I saw it as the Grim Reaper, but I have a feeling I saw an uncut version in the theater.
This director's made a lot of stuff. The guy who made the movie.
Oh yeah, Joe D'Amato. He's gone on under several.
No, I meant the guy who made. I meant the guy who made the 2000 one.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
but yeah, no,
it's written by Joe D'Amato and George Eastman. So,
well, they might have just have to put that since they wrote the first one.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
All right. So now we're into 8. 8 is Troy had mentioned, and we both mentioned why it's. It deserves to be on here anyway. But Night of the Living Dead for all the reasons we talked about earlier.
Nice.
Justin, you're number 8. The Great 8.
My number 8. It's ironic that we're talking about this and talking about this scene in particular. It's Anthropophagus, and it is the fetus scene.
Oh, so it made here twice in 2 different scenes. Oh,
I know, right?
Well, you know that there is another one called Anthropophagus 2.
Is there now? I feel like
it's not the same as 2000. It's a different movie.
So this definitely has to be on. This has to be Thanksgiving viewing, I think.
Yes.
No, most definitely. It's kismet. Anthropophagus is it's a gnarly movie, man. I love it though. It does have one of the worst severed head effects I've ever seen. Interesting that I'm bringing up severed heads on here.
Yeah.
Severed limbs. No, it's
yeah.
But no, yeah, it's like I remember showing the movie to a buddy of mine, and there's a scene where there's a severed head in a bucket that clearly looks like the eyes are just like gummy eyes or gooey eyes on this fake head, and it looks awful. But the fetus scene though is great.
Did you see I guess you never saw it in the theater. You saw it on home video.
Yeah. No, I never had a chance to see it on a re-release. Definitely did not see it when it first came out. That's for sure.
Well, like I said, I'm old, so I saw it in the theater. I remember South City Twin Theater, and that whole baby thing was in there. So it's got me wondering if there were 2 versions out there in theaters at the time. But
there's some theaters I've heard stories about, like, it was left up to the projectionists to do the cuts and stuff like that, you know. So who knows? It could have been one of those things where they decided to just say fuck it and just show the movie
Yeah.
as is.
But that was a doozy. I do remember walking out of that one going, oh, geez, what did I just watch?
Actually, I do remember reading in the trivia on IMDb, there was a story about like how George Eastman, I think it was George Eastman and Joe D'Amato were in a theater where there was just one woman there that sat with them throughout the entire movie until it got to the fetus scene. And once they got to the fetus scene, that's when she finally had enough.
Well, that wouldn't go very well with some of the right wingers, I'm sure.
That would be a weird experience. Like, you know that you're in there with the. I wonder if she knew that it was the people who made the movie.
God.
Because I was at Fright Fest the first time I went to Fright Fest, and we were watching. I don't want to say it, but it was a really awful movie. It was so bad, and then they had introduced them before the movie. The guy who made it was 2 seats next to me, and I really wanted to leave, but I'm like, I can't get up and leave during this guy's movie, sitting like 2 seats from me at a big festival. So yeah, Jason, I just sat there and watched.
Right.
Then I even talked to him afterwards, and he was like, I don't know. So I'll say what I don't, because I don't think it ever went anywhere, but it was a one-man show of Frankenstein. So he wrote it, directed it, and starred in it, and it's all done in one shot, so there's no camera cuts.
Whoa.
So it's just him. The camera never moves. It's just him and a camera, and he acts out all the characters in of the novel Frankenstein. And I don't think you would have any clue what's happening unless you were familiar with the Frankenstein novel. You know, he's like, he's in the ice, and I'm like, well, I know this, but like I don't know if you'd even understand what the hell's happening. Like,
yeah, that doesn't sound great.
And I was like, I don't think he understands a novel, because Frankenstein's like super evil in this, and then even afterwards, he was talking about how like none of the other versions have, Frankenstein, like he's supposed to be like this demonic thing, and I'm like, dude, you don't even understand the the novel. But
No.
it was a really bad experience. Just sitting there watching this movie. It was so bad. And maybe it wasn't a great idea to do a one-man rendition without the camera ever moving, playing all the characters. It didn't work.
That's probably not something everyone can pull off, I don't think.
No. It's a bad. So if you're out there watching, I'm sorry. I don't remember your name, but so number 8, Troy.
My number 8 has already been mentioned, and it is the mom blood pus custard scene from
nice.
Alive, which
Hell yeah,
totally grossed me out. Like, I loved it.
All right, so we're all gonna have to go eat some pudding for
My
dessert.
favorite line from that movie is, "I've been savaged." Right.
That's a very quotable movie too.
Yeah,
it is.
I tried to get the priest on the show, but never.
Oh,
We've had a couple guests. We had Tim Ball, the main guy, and one of the FX guys, I think.
yep.
Number 8 for Todd.
Oh, okay. Well, I do have a kind of a food one then. The early 70s classic, SICK, I always of Messiah of Evil.
Oh
Lord.
With a scene where all the people are in the grocery store around the meat counter, raw meat. This movie is just so amazing. I even have the T-shirt with this on it.
Cool.
Yeah, it's from the two, the guy and the gal writing team who was later on went to do ones like was it Howard the Duck and stuff.
no way.
American Graffiti as well.
American Graffiti.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, they did American Graffiti after they did this one, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was right after. It's I have to admit,
I don't know. It's just one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
I do love that scene myself, I must admit. But if I'm being honest, I was really disappointed in that movie because I've been wanting to see it for years. My first time seeing it was at the New Beverly Cinema last year for its 50th anniversary.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
But and yeah, that scene was great.
And the
Did
theater
not-
scene.
Yeah, it's the theater scene is also pretty good. But yeah, the rest of that movie I didn't quite click with. But I will say
Well, it
there's
was
a lot of
experimental. It was very art house.
very it's
In early 70s, you know, when you had movies like that and Let's Scare Jessica to Death
Yeah.
and stuff where they were very slow and they were very artsy in a way. And
Yes.
no, I get it.
But I will say, aside from the movie theater scene and the grocery store scene, the one other good thing I can say in the movie's favor, it looks really good. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not even shot like, super stunning. It's just but the shots are all well framed and they're well lit, and there's even some nice color integration in a lot of it.
Well, there
So
was
it does look really good.
there was a deluxe box edition of it with a book and everything that I also have on a shelf over there. But that was the this one here that I was showing was the previous Code Red release.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the strangest things I've ever seen. But glad they made it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hey, it's I can't knock them. It's an independent movie. So that's one thing I can say. Again, there's things I can say in his favor, even if I don't like the movie.
Yeah.
I
Well,
can definitely say-
it's like me with Motel Hell. I know, you say everybody just gushes over that movie. And I remember sitting there in the theater when it first came out and just kind of went, I didn't really laugh, and I just kind of like wasn't scary for me. But other people just fall in love with it. And that's what I think is interesting. Like with music and movies, some people just absolutely can't get enough of it. Well, like people like me, I just kind of go, and that's what makes the world go round.
Yeah,
It's true.
art's fun that way.
So number 7, because I will admit I'm actually not an Eraserhead fan, but I didn't want to get attacked here on the show. So
Still love you dearly, man.
number 7 on my list is I don't know what scene to pick, honestly, but I just thought it needs to be on this list. And so I have it when they rip apart the cameraman near the end in Cannibal Holocaust. So they rip him
Nice.
up, eat him up. So yeah, there's some great scenes in Cannibal Holocaust. Not necessarily my favorite movie. I'm not a fan of killing real animals stuff, but
Yeah, I can't watch the movie mainly because of that.
yeah, I totally
I've
get that.
never
I totally
watched
get
it
that.
because of that. I've never seen
I
the movie.
think
I
it's a good
cannot
movie.
deal with it. I cannot deal with it.
It's a very grim movie. Has some great scenes.
I can't believe I've sat through it as many times as I have but I guess it's because there are things I like about it.
Mm-hmm.
But then
and
there's
I
a lot
do
that I
think
don't like about
do actually understand. You don't need to kill real animals in it, but I do understand the scenes themselves because it's kind of it's showing how someone could viciously kill an animal and eat it. Is it any different than these people killing people and eating them? But you don't need to see. You don't have to kill an actual animal on screen to get that point across. You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%.
Ruggero Deodato was in a couple of. He's friends with Domitiano Cristoforo, the Italian director I voiced movies for.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool that he had a part in Bloody Sin, which was from about 12 years ago, and Domitiano recently did a director's cut of that and had my voice as the intro. So now I can say I'm in a movie that Ruggero Deodato's in. So
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
yay! I'm proud of that.
We had him actually booked for the podcast, but he ended up getting sick, and so it didn't happen, obviously. But I wonder if
But
I
for
have
me to
any.
say that I'm been in a movie that he's in and 2 movies that Lynn Lowry's in, I'm just like on top of the world.
Lynn does a lot of really cool, weird stuff, which I think is very cool of her.
Oh yeah, no, she just has a blast. I mean, the fact that she did Bathtub Shark Attack which
Yeah.
you know,
Which
I
is
mean
a
that
great
movie was nothing.
I love it.
I when I say it's a stupid movie, I don't mean that to criticize Madeline.
Right.
I got a kick out of it because it was just ridiculous. But the fact that Lynn is like almost game to do anything. But yeah, I'm really proud of that. But you know, Ruggero Deodato, he's like an icon. So
Oh yeah.
that for me to say, hey, at least my voice is in that movie. That's just like, oh man, I'll die happy.
Yeah. No, it was yeah, and I people need to. I always talk about bathroom shark attack, bathtub shark attack. I love it. It's great, and Maddie's awesome, and she's got a small part in Arbor Day.
Oh, good.
All right, number 7, Justin.
So number 7 for me is from the movie The Menu, and it's Jeremy's Mess.
I'm glad you put. I have The Menu on my honorable mention. That was a big surprise for me last year. Like, you know, because like a big mainstream movie with like, you know, big actors, and it was really good. It was really well done, and it comes out at a time where people can relate to, like, I myself watch a lot of these cooking shows, and people know like these terms that like people wouldn't even mention before. So it was. I thought it was a great movie. Or I think it was the year before last.
In a way, it kind of reminds me
on anything. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever. It's not really total horror, but it is horrific in the way that you got a fascistic chef. Did you see Boiling Point?
No.
It's a one-take movie.
Oh wow.
In a restaurant with the chef, you know, they're like, yes, chef, and all that crap. But Boiling Point, I have it as an import. I don't know if it was released domestically, but if you have streaming, but it's all shot in one take.
Interesting. Yeah.
It gets really intense. So if you like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But that was a great choice, Justin. I love The Menu. Yep. It was like I said, it was a big surprise for me when I went to see it. I thought it looked good, honestly, but it was I liked it more than I expected to.
Same here. And again, I just love that little tag at the end of after Jeremy blows his brains out, where it shows you the dish that they named after him, just called The Mess, and then it says "Rest in peace, Jeremy Loudon" at the end.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a clever movie. I liked it a lot.
Yeah,
it is.
It's really. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. People. I know people watch us like a lot of weird stuff, and maybe like you skipped over it thinking it's it's like a more mainstream movie, but
well,
a lot of mainstream stuff's weird now. So.
It's true.
Nobody eats a cheeseburger like Anna Taylor-Joy.
Exactly.
Except for Elizabeth Berkley in Showgirls when she chops down.
There you go.
And she's also in a movie I produced and that you're in. And
oh yeah. When I saw that, I was like, wait a minute, was that her?
So I was there while we were shooting that scene.
That's crazy that she happened to be there. That was nuts.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So I guess it's me again?
Yeah, for people who don't know, she's in Psycho Ape too. But don't anyone add that to IMDb, because I'm sure we'll get in trouble.
Well,
me for 7.
Once you're sealed.
Number 7.
This was one you were mentioning earlier, Night Train Murders.
Yeah.
This was Tetro Video edition. It opens up and
nice.
The soundtrack, the thing, and there's a book and the poster.
I love it. What, it looks like a record. That's really cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the soundtrack looks just like a vinyl record.
Yeah, that's a really nice touch.
I'm not bothering to buy the Severin one because I've got this.
Yeah.
And I got number 53 out of this specific edition of like 100, I think.
By the way, since you guys brought it up, and not to plug my own stuff, but the Once the Future Smash End Zone 2, the double feature here. My first ever time doing commentary track is on this. So.
I have mine upstairs.
Yeah, nice. So you can check that out. I do commentary on both of the features.
Oh, cool.
And if you watch the behind the scenes documentary, that's all shot by me.
Oh,
hell yeah.
Well, I was gonna say oh shit. Oh well, when I find it, I was gonna do a shout out to Michael Epstein and Sophia because I had it right here.
We will
But
both be out here for Arbor Day.
I was gonna show my my copy of The Taking of Deborah Logan, the one that
Oh
was
yeah,
released in
because they
Horror
did
Pack, since they
yeah, they did a lot of
shot the
the
stuff on it.
yeah.
Okay, so mine again. I
Did
found
Troy
another
do
food
7?
one.
Oh, wait.
We'll go back to me.
No, go ahead, because
Oh, all right.
while you have the thought.
No, my number 7 is the scene in Willard when
Oh
he
sweet.
has his rats tear the boss apart. And Ernest Borgnine gets eaten by Ben and all the rest of the rats. I love that scene. I like it in the remake too. I think it's pretty good with Army Ermy.
Yeah.
When he gets torn up. But
Yeah, I actually think
love
that's a good remake, honestly.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't get like talked about too much, but I'm a huge fan of Willard.
Yep. So,
I still need to see those three. Willard,
Ben.
Ben, and the remake.
I love the song.
Ben,
Oh, yeah, the Michael Jackson
two
song.
of us
Yeah.
need look no more.
In the remake, it's done by the guy who plays Willard. What's his name?
Crispin Glover.
Yeah, Crispin Glover does.
Oh God, you got to
really
get
like it.
Crispin Glover's album.
I love Crispin Glover, and his delivery it's not a great movie, but his delivery in the Wizard of Gore remake
Oh yeah.
is just great. It's not the best movie in the world. I enjoy it though, don't get me wrong, but he's great in it as the Wizard of Gore.
He has one of the best scenes in Wild at Heart when he's a Jingle Dell, and then when he's making the sandwiches late at night, and then yells at his mom that he's making his lunch.
Because he does this line in oh nice, yeah.
Nice.
Which that also has a great eating scene, to be honest, when she eats it could have been on the list, I guess.
So you got to get Crispin Glover's album because he sings "These Boots Are Made for Walking," and it's
Wow.
Wow.
He did a show near us. This was years ago, like in Rhode Island, maybe 10 years ago, which we were gonna go to, Amber and I, but for whatever reason he didn't. But it would have been cool, like some kind of live play or something. I don't know.
See, I would have been all over that. He's also a guy like whenever I see him in something, I'll always watch it.
Oh yeah, I love Crispin Glover. I'd love to get him on the show. I don't know if he'd ever do it.
Now I'm old enough to remember when he appeared on David Letterman wearing platform shoes, and he said, "I can kick," and David Letterman like backed away really fast.
Then he claimed it was like a look-alike or something. It wasn't really him.
No, that was him. It's funny because I had platform shoes like that.
Yeah. But yeah, in Wizard of Gore, he just does this line. He's like, "The things they tell you." And I just think,
although, come on, he was ridiculous in what was it, Friday the 13th?
Yeah, it's one of the best scenes. His dance
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also pretty good in River's Edge.
Yeah, that's a genuinely good movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, that movie. Yeah.
That's good. The guy plays Santa Claus in Terrifier 3.
Oh yeah, Dan Roebuck.
Yeah, Daniel Roebuck. Yeah.
He's also real good if you guys see American Gods. He's Loki Liesmith.
Oh yeah, I've not watched. I know Troy's always trying to.
That was just. I'm sad that series kind of ended without any kind of resolution.
Yeah, Troy loves it.
Yeah.
Loves it.
The book's so good too, and anybody that likes the series and the book, the sequel's real good too. Anansi's Boys. And
I didn't know that was connected.
Anansi. Yeah, real good story.
Oh, great! Now you got me thinking of the band Skunk Anansi.
The slot machine was fun too.
Yeah, slot machine's great for American Gods.
Wow.
The only place that we've ever seen it is at Mohegan Sun Casino. I've never seen it anywhere else.
And they have like 3 of them there. Maybe they have like the only 3 in existence.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing to make a slot machine out of.
Yeah.
All right, number 7, Todd.
Todd. Okay, let me see here. Well, I did find another food one, but before that, I got to point this one out to you guys because here's one I know you've never heard of. But it's called The Wrong Todd. And I wanted you guys to know about this because this is one of those movies that came out of nowhere like Dead Dicks. Did you ever see Dead Dicks?
Dead Dicks. That sounds familiar.
Basically, everything changes for Todd when his evil twin from a parallel universe arrives to steal his girlfriend Lucy.
I'm down.
The Wrong Todd. I bought it because of the title.
Of course, yeah.
And
you're like, obviously it's the wrong Todd. I'm not on this.
Yeah,
I know.
You're the right
food, my food one. Now I don't have the other one handy to show. It was a Fangoria release, but Grim Love is based on that true story about the guy that put the ad in the personals about wanting to eat somebody.
Right.
And Grim Love is good, but also before Grim Love, there was Cannibal. And this one is extremely graphic and disturbing as hell. And some people are like, there's hardly any dialogue and it's just gross. And oh, well.
I'm not seeing it. I like,
This one, Unearthed, released a Blu-ray that's out of print and impossible, or DVD around 2006 or so, that it's impossible to get right now for any under $100. Wow. But this is the Region B from, I think, Tetro Video again, from Spain. And it's it was limited. This one's number 231 out of 300. But Cannibal, I'd say watch Cannibal and then watch Grim Love. And you'll see they're the same basic story, really, and but handled in two distinctly different ways. So there we go.
Yeah. And then check out Cannibal the Music.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
That almost made my list too.
Yeah, I love it.
I didn't even think of that one.
I didn't either till right now, honestly. Number 6, I have when Quint gets eaten by Jaws.
Oh, that's a great one.
Jaws.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah,
I also thought about doing that one.
Yeah, it's one of the most iconic scenes.
Yeah.
One of the best movies. One of the just best movies.
It's just awesome, though.
Yeah, people can argue if it's horror or whatever. Who really cares? So guys are getting eaten by a shark, but this scene's great.
You see a leg drop in the water. It's horror.
Yeah, I agree.
You see a severed limb drop in water.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a film near here. After we went to see it once, a 35 millimeter. I think they show it every 4th of July weekend up in Boston, and they were selling Narragansett, so I bought one, and then I crushed it like Quinn.
Nice.
I
watched it. I go to see it at the Egyptian Theater just about every year on 35 millimeter. It's usually the day before, day after 4th of July.
Oh, perfect.
So,
yeah. Let's see here. All right.
Then it was during, I think, just a few years back when Narragansett, they were celebrating, I don't know if it was like 100 years or something. It was just pretty neat because both they and H.P. Lovecraft, he was born the same year that Narragansett started.
Oh, really? Yeah, because
Providence, that was their connection.
We were drinking because Narragansett put out a whole series of like Thulu beers.
Yeah, yep, nice. And they were terrible. Oh my god.
Yeah, they were awful, but we kept trying them.
Yeah,
for some reason.
We never learned. We just like, this tastes like seawater and like.
This is more than 2 years ago, but there I am crushing the can. I think Annabelle's wearing a hat, you like a folding hat.
Oh yeah.
But I think we had quite a few to drink there.
You probably did.
Now I'm really boring and I don't drink.
Oh, no, you're not.
No. And now you remember when you say things, so that's a good thing.
That's true.
You just can't remember what number you're on countdowns.
No, that's okay.
No, that's true. I think we're what is it, 7? Lucky 7?
We're on 6. So.
Oh yeah, 6. Yeah, number 6.
Alrighty. My number 6 is the zombie feasting scene from Lucio Fulci's Zombie.
Yahoo!
When they're eating Olga Carlotta's dead body in the cabin.
I love it.
Stuff, yeah.
The only
That's
thing
a
I
great
didn't care
movie.
about that was, you know, all the zombie movies were used to basically the recently dead coming back to life. But like in Lucio Fulci's Zombie and Return of the Living Dead, corpses that had already been decayed and in the ground for like years seemed to come out.
Yeah, it's
I kind of like that about it, honestly. I think that's interesting.
I mean, it didn't really anger me. It's just something you weren't really used to.
Yeah, but I think it's interesting. Like The Blind Dead, same way. It's kind of like these ancient.
I
things,
only
but-
like the first film out of those three.
I've only seen the first 2 of the Blind Deads. I stopped after 2. I was like, I don't need to go any further.
What they did Italy around that time, even in some of their gialli, you know, I guess because they figured, well, it's not as scary or interesting, so they just throw in lesbian makeouts.
We saw I've actually only seen the third one, and it was one of the most boring movies I've ever seen.
Yeah,
so I really
the
don't want to
first
see.
one is great. The other
so
two,
I probably should watch that one, and because the third one, it's something about Night of the Seagulls or something. Boy,
Yeah.
is it boring.
I think
Yeah, that's what I've
Synapse.
I
heard.
don't think I ever saw that one.
Synapse released the first one, I believe, with a soundtrack, or actually reinterpretations of the soundtrack on a CD with it.
And then
Yeah,
a friend of
I
mine,
have that copy.
a friend of mine did like he did a fourth one. You know, I don't know if it's considered like canon or whatever, but he did a new one, which I heard good things about. Here's one of the Lovecraft beers. Oh, I grabbed the picture. We tried all of them, I believe, on the show.
We did.
We
Much
used to
to
do
our
a
chagrin.
We used to do a segment on the show, Spit or Swallow, where we would all, me, Troy, and Annabelle would drink some type of alcohol, and we would rank either spit or swallow. Yeah, here was Narragansett,
Yeah.
Lovecraft. This was I Am Providence.
All the Lovecraft ones, though, I think they were all spits. They were all.
Granted, though, neither of us are really like beer to begin with.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I like just straight like alcohol, but anyway, we shouldn't talk. Gobble, gobble, gobble. I love her beers. This is actually.
Well, it's gobble, gobble, gooble, gobble.
Oh, okay. Gobble, yeah. This is one of our old
It's a
school
drinking cookie.
fans from back on our message board days.
And it's a
from,
lover
2000.
of beer.
Yeah,
Yep,
perfect.
That's true.
Talking about beer.
He heard beer and he popped up, and then he heard me say I don't like beer, and he's like,
Beer
"What?
hooray."
I'm
He was an old
canceling
friend,
the show.
but he's gone now. Yep, we
I'm
lost him.
unsubscribing."
Now I can't get Skin Tag City out of my head. That is a great name for a band. Thank you to that guy.
So, don't forget, if you help support the show tonight, you're going to get one of
Stickers.
these without your head stickers. Beep, beep, beep. All
Does
right.
that mean that we all get a sticker by default?
Ooh,
No, but you get
being on the
a
show?
sticker in my heart.
okay.
You asked me to be an Arbor Day. That's good for me.
Yeah, I would like someone else here too. I think.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
If we get another person in this.
By the
area.
way, Neal, was my scene the first one you got?
Yeah, it was
Because
the first
moment
thing we filmed. That was the first thing it always
As
filmed.
soon as
yeah.
you mentioned it, boom, got
Yeah.
the scene shot.
Yeah, I want to expand. Well, at that time, I think it was just a short film too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now it's I have
Taking on a
we'll-
life of its own.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, yours. I won't see who else. There's a couple other people that have stuff filmed, but Greg Delicio's segments filmed too. Justin, did we do your? We just did your 6, right?
Yeah, we did. Lucio Fulci's Zombie.
Yeah. Lover Beers weeping. I'm sorry, Lover Beers. Number 6 for Troy.
My number 6 is from Sweeney Todd, and it is
Oh, Todd.
it's Try the Priest, because like Mrs. Lovett's whole thing is the whole munching down on people in the meat pies, and Because once you sample Mrs. Lovett's meat pies, savory and sweet pies, true, sir, true.
That reminds me of. Did you ever see the comedy Consuming Passions?
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah.
So when I was in England the first time, Jason and I went to Fleet Street,
Nice.
and there was a barber shop. So I got a picture in front of the barber shop, and across the street it's like this really old, like sort of famous restaurant. It's like, I forget the name of it, but anyway, we went there and they served meat pies, and I was like, we have to eat meat pies on Fleet Street.
You have to.
And so we got the they had like three that they always have, and then they had like the meat pie of the day or week, and it was lamb and apricot.
Oh wow. I'd probably be all over that.
Yeah. But Lover Beer says that the old Pro Boards is back up. So people don't remember in the mid 2000s, like people before social media was, you had message boards. And so Without Your Head and In Your Head had message boards, and we had the Pro Boards. I thought it's been gone for like a decade or more, probably like 20 years or something.
I know.
So anyway, Lover Beers, if you can, email me that link, because I don't even know how to access anymore. Email the Pro Boards Without Your Head link. I would be interested to check that out. Email me withoutyourhead@gmail.com. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Astral Planes Drifter creator Mike Caravella just jumped on, watching from the beginning. Thanks for the shout out. Would love to come on. Sweet. Yeah, we will work that out. Work that out.
Yay, Mike. He's so cool.
We've got a lot of people wanting on, so if it doesn't happen in December, it doesn't. I was going to say next year. That seems so long for now, but it's not that long. It would
Just
be
a month and a few, days.
But we'll definitely work it. We'll work that out. That'd be cool.
Where is it? Oh, dang it.
Todd's number 6.
Oh,
Todd's
Mike,
number
is
6.
it my turn again? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, first of all, if Mike's still watching, yep, there you go. Astral Plane Drifter, folks. And also, I told Craig I would show it again, so don't forget, or ask me, Callister Zipper story. I had to plug that again because I promised Craig I would. Okay, so you were mentioning Sweeney Todd, and I had the wrong Todd, but this one I guess you could consider, since you were talking about cannibals and zombies. What's Eating Todd?
Nice.
And yes, it has a very low IMDb rating, and critics trashed it, but I got a kick out of it. And it's just some kids on a camping trip for Todd's birthday, and Todd disappears, and the truth behind it is, of course, very bad. And if she's holding a bloody knife because there's zombies coming at her. But it's ridiculous. It's, no one's ever heard of it. It's but I bought it again because my name's in the title, and I got, because the title means two different things. Like What's Eating Gilbert Grape, or right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike. But yeah, What's Eating Todd? If you got nothing else to watch, have a few beverages, and you might get a smile out of it. I did.
All right, I'll check this out.
Yeah.
So here again, this is older than 3 years ago, but there is
nice.
the meat pie on Fleet Street.
Nice.
Oh,
I still
go
that
ahead.
shirt, by the way,
that's what I
it's
was
in
gonna
the movie the Fanatic, and John Travolta says it's a one-of-a-kind shirt, but I have that.
He's a lying bastard.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it was a good movie.
It is, yeah, I like it. So I still have that shirt. It's way too big. It's a 5X. I have to admit.
Wow.
So if anyone would like to buy a 5X shirt from when I was 180 pounds bigger, you could hit me up.
I want to interject again about Astral Plane Drifter, folks. That thing did win Best Genre Bending Feature, Horror Fest International. I think Dread Central is a part of that.
Yeah.
So I think that this one, hopefully with word of mouth and everything, especially since it won an award, hopefully it'll get a theatrical distribution. So I can.
Yeah, sweet. That'd be
proud of that. And but I'll quickly throw in I'm also proud. I have to boast, being that won Best Feature. I am now actually in 3 movies that won Best Feature awards.
Nice.
And the other 2, of course, are Domiziano's What Have You Done, Daniel? And which Frank LaLoggia is in this film. And I
Wow.
voiced Frank
Really
LaLoggia.
nice cover.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that.
well, this is the slip cover. It has more of you know, genre kind of thing going on, and then this cover there was I liked this cover. The original,
Yeah, I know that's what I
artwork
like. Yeah, I like
prefer,
that a lot.
and then the other Best Feature winner was El Dorado,
Oh,
which I
sweet.
heartily suggest people go look up the El Dorado official teaser on YouTube, because you'll hear my voice through the whole thing, and I'm just giddy over all this. So
I love it.
Yep.
So now we're to the top 5. 5 alive here.
Hell yeah.
My 5 is a movie that's been mentioned, The Green Inferno, but it's actually a different scene. It's I think it's Jonah is the name, when he's dismembered and eaten, just like, they're tying, they make him like eat some stuff, and then they're tying him up and ripping his eye out and just straight up eating him. And
Nice.
the more I talk about, it's like I maybe I like The Green Inferno more than I remember. I need to rewatch it. It does have some really great scenes in it, so that is a great cannibal scene. Is in The Green Inferno. So that's my number 5. Number 5, Justin.
My number 5, choke on him. Day of the Dead, the death of Captain Rhodes.
Oh yeah.
I saw they have a big special edition box set of all the Romero zombie movies, and granted, I think
but which cut?
You don't really only need the first 3, but it's cool that they're all in there, and I do think the special features of all the other ones would be fun to look at.
Was it like $300? Because that's a lot.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah,
it's Arrow, right? So it's
probably
but in which cut of Dawn of the Dead? All of them, or just the one?
Yeah, I don't know. That is one of the cooler box, because I just have the Dawn of the Dead with all the different cuts, and it is.
I have the second. I have
cool
the
to watch
second
them all.
Sight Import Region B set that came with the 2 soundtracks.
Ooh.
And everything. So, and I have an all region player, but that one
I
was
like
worth
it with the pie fight and everything. And
yeah.
I didn't care for the Dario Argento cut.
No, it just kind of makes it more of a typical zombie movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, kind of takes a lot of the fun and charm.
I do prefer the Can cut, the longer one, even though Romero says the theatrical was his preferred version. But the Can cut had more gore and kind of made some scenes a little more sense. So I prefer the long version of it.
Yeah. But Day of the Dead, Captain Rhodes, one of our favorite guests that we had on the show.
God, yeah.
Fun. Very, very very crazy dude, but a good time on the show.
Spastic, lovable guy.
Yeah.
I love
Rest in peace.
Scene's friggin' amazing.
Hey, speaking of special box sets, this one I was shocked at how much people want for it, because there were only 2,000. But if you can, get the box Thing of Possession.
Oh, sweet!
We need to get that box.
Yeah,
the velvet box.
I have to admit, I saw the movie for the first time just like last year. They played it 35 millimeter at.
It's exhausting
at the Brattle, and I'd never seen it. And everybody's like, "You got to go see it." So I really loved it. I honestly
I love
think,
it too.
Yeah, I think.
Well, this came with the soundtrack.
You can really, that and Hellraiser, honestly, almost the same story in a lot of ways, but just told in a different way. I think.
It's true. It's God, Isabella Adjani in that movie is just.
Well, she had a breakdown because of that.
Yeah.
But it is an exhausting experience. But
it's great.
It's
really found its audience lately. Like, it wasn't a movie people, it had like real hardcore movie fans are talking about, but it's like, it seems like it's really, for I don't know what reason, but it seems a lot more people have.
Well, I tell everybody, if you've never seen it or heard of it, Massive Attack did a music video of Voodoo in My Blood, and it's got I can't remember the actress's name, some big actress.
Rosamund Pike.
Yeah, redoing the scene in the subway, but also combining it with Phantasm.
I've seen that music video.
Yeah, but And I just threw that in there because we were talking about box sets. You know me, I go off on a.
I got plenty myself. It's
Let's see here.
But that's a great pick. Anything else you want to say, Justin, about Choke on Him?
I mean, I'm pretty proud of the fact that I got Joe Pilato to sign a picture of his character with that line on there.
Oh,
and I even got him a video saying that
That's
line as well.
I love
So-
it. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, Troy, and you're number 5.
My number 5 is the Chinese takeout scene in The Lost Boys.
Oh, nice. That's
I,
pretty sweet.
like, love that.
Yeah.
That whole thing, you know, he's eating the fried rice, and he's like, "Hey, how are those maggots?" And like,
I thought about that one as well.
Great movie. You know, I've noticed that. I mean, people always liked it, but I do notice a lot of people consider it like their favorite horror movie now, or their
yeah, I've
favorite
seen
vampire
that.
movie.
Yeah, yep. Which
It's a
is
good
kind
one.
of cool. Yeah, I like.
Yeah, I
it
really
too,
liked
you
it, but
Yeah.
it seems like it's I mean, like I said, it never was like a movie people didn't talk about, but it does seem like it's really held in a high place now.
know? You got to get
Todd,
the
your number
out with the. I
Was that-
still believe now.
Yes,
Off
yeah.
The shirt, get the chainmail on, and get the
So-
sax out.
I actually wanted him in the Once and Future Smash, and he
Oh,
was into
that would have
it,
been
but
awesome.
unfortunately we couldn't get it because he's not in California, but
Oh.
it would have been pretty wild.
Oh.
Maybe in a follow-up.
Are we back around to me again?
Yeah, number
Number
5.
Okay. Well, this one I figured I'd grab it since you guys were talking about the cannibalism and everything. This one is freely inspired by Jeffrey Dahmer's murders.
Cool.
But again, Domiziano Cristoforo, this one is erotic.
I love the
And,
name.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I love the
it's
cover too.
Adam Western is, Domiziano in some of his movies likes to have crazy naked serial killers walking around in big empty mansions. He wanted me to be one in one of his
I was just
future
gonna
movies.
say, why aren't you one of
Yeah.
these?
But he's saying he's retiring from making movies. But yeah, he told me he would have loved to have had me be one of his naked crazy serial killers, and I would have
Maybe
done
in
it.
a Without Your Head movie.
But
Yeah.
this guy basically, there's hardly any dialogue. It's just him picking up one guy after another and bringing him back to the mansion and killing them and sleeping with the corpses and doing weird things. And but it's one of those movies that his movies are beautifully shot. The scores are always amazing, and even if you think this film has no redeeming value whatsoever, it's a piece of art. And so since it was Dahmer inspired, I figured that would fit into what's going on. This is one of the 2 covers that were available. And but yeah, and it's, notice the word rot is in capital letters.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it.
And that
So-
one's only available as a Region B disc as well. So
We he sent us the link, and I just pulled it up. So like all the graphics are gone from the old message board, but the site's there. Then there's a lot of like new spam that's been popped up there. Yeah, it seems like it was pretty active up until 2012 or 13. So yeah, but over 10 years. I don't think it was even really active then. But anyway, it's kind of kind of interesting. Yeah, a lot of people on there that are still around. Some actually have passed away, unfortunately.
Oh, shit.
All right, number 4, the top 4.
Hell yeah. Let's.
My number 4 is The Stuff. When Garrett Morris is being eaten by the stuff, and his head's all expanding, and Stuff and Basket Case are like 2 of my favorite movies from my childhood.
all this stuff.
Oh,
It's funny.
Stuff.
I hated that when I first saw it. I was like, "Oh, this is stupid," and then I fell in love with it later.
Yeah. So it's actually on my hat that I haven't worn for a while, but The hand painted top hat that Annabelle painted, and one of the characters on it is Garrett Morris and the stuff. I asked Garrett Morris to come on the show to talk about it, and he was into the idea. This was several years ago when he was on the sitcom, but he was busy with the sitcom Two Broke Girls, I think. I should revisit that. Maybe we could get him on.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, the stuff's great. Garrett Morris.
I'm surprised no one's mentioned The Cook, the Thief, his wife, and her lover.
I still need to see that one.
I've never seen it either.
I saw it in the theater, and it was, but they do have the big cannibalism thing in it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I thought I'd throw that name out there.
Yeah, it was one. I was just looking up names just to refresh my memory if there's something like, oh, maybe I should put this one. And I saw that on there, and I was like, oh, this is one that I've seen. I've not seen. I should check it out. And I think maybe
for me.
Yeah, I think sometime we could just do a straight up cannibal list. And these are some I should check out then, like before we do that. So Troy, my number 4 was The Stuff when Garrett Morris.
Oh, nice. That one made my honorable mention list. I love The Stuff.
No, yeah, it's fantastic.
Are you eating it, or is it eating you?
You know why they call me Mo? Every time someone gives me money, I always want Mo. It's always weird because our mom watches old what is the show?
Law and Order.
Law and Order, and I always see him on there, and it's just weird. It's like, so this guy was like this big actor, but he's in like all these crazy ass movies in the 80s.
Yeah, like Q,
Yeah, Q the Winged Serpent and Return.
Oh yeah, Michael Moriarty.
Yeah, Michael Moriarty.
The worst one he was in was also from the director of The Stuff, Return to Salem's Lot.
Yeah, that movie's not good.
Yeah.
I can never bring myself to watch that movie.
It's really rotten.
See, Larry Cohen's movies are either really engaging or they're awful. They're usually very talky.
Yeah.
But for me, like I love God Told Me To and the stuff, and It's Alive. Yeah. But for me, I'm sorry, Q the Winged Serpent is nothing but talk.
Oh, I love that movie.
I'm a big fan of
And then that woman slathering lotion on herself, the camera like goes right up into him like it was a porno, and I'm just like, no. But I do have the soundtrack. It was like limited of 500 copies on CD, so I have this.
Yeah, we were gonna have Larry on when the documentary came out, and then he passed away around that time.
I mean, I admire him, but his movies are either gold or
I agree.
shit.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
I'm sorry, Larry.
But I'm a fan of a lot, but I agree.
Probably the same can be said for Michael Moriarty, because like he won an Emmy for Holocaust.
Yeah, it's really weird. His
right
choice.
into
That's why I wanted to get him on the show, but I never got a reply. But I was always interested, like, why he did those movies. Like, was it stuff he was into?
Well, he obviously was a big. Larry Cohen was a big fan of his because he started so many.
But I'm wondering why he did them. Like, was it all he could get at the time, or does he have an?
Or he's like Nick Cage and Christopher Walken. They offer him a role. It's a job. I want to work.
Yeah, or maybe there's something. Maybe he has an interest in these weird ass movies. I don't know. Yeah. So 4 for Justin. Return to Salem. 4
is a scene that's been mentioned before. It's the chicken dinner scene from Eraserhead.
Nice.
You know, it's a movie that's it's funny, but it's funny because of how awkward it is. Like, especially I just love when Jack Nance says, he's holding the knife and he's about to cut the chicken, and he goes, "Do I just cut them up like regular chickens?"
Yeah.
It's like, but they're man-made, new, smallest damn things you ever seen.
I think that's on the soundtrack.
Quivering when he cuts it too, right? Like it's really, really bizarro.
It is. And then you got the mother and dog, especially the mom that starts like panting like a dog and then runs out crying, and it's just like,
yep.
Winner, chicken dinner here.
God, yeah, that scene is just that whole movie's great. I love it.
Me too.
Number 4 for the terrible one.
Number 4. All right, we got Alien for number 4 with John Hurt munching out, and then he gets the chest burster happening, which never a good look for your dinner scene.
No, that's very true.
That.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest scene. Well, great, one of the best movies, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
iconic scene.
And John Hurt, like you just automatically sympathetic with him when you see him. You're just like, it's John Hurt, man. Don't have a chest burster
Yeah,
popping
he's got
out of
Hurt
that.
right in the name. So
Damn right.
Well, he was because right after that, well, before that, I think it was before Alien when he did The Shout,
Oh,
and
okay.
then
Yep.
and then 1984 was one of the strangest
Oh.
things. I've
Yep.
yeah, I'm a
He's
huge
tremendous
fan.
in that.
And the elephant was no wait, he wasn't in the elephant man.
He was, yeah.
He was, yeah. That's what I thought. He was, yeah. Okay, boo.
Yeah,
But,
he was doing Heaven's Gate, and then in the middle of shooting Heaven's Gate, he did Elephant Man because it took forever to shoot his scenes.
and then to me, I always thought he was an unusual guy, but boy, did he do some amazing.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
And then
Midnight
like
Express.
Oh, yep. Then like what was the PBS thing? Oh my God, I Claudius. He's,
Yeah.
He's so good at that.
Wow.
He was the man.
Oh, yeah.
Big John Hurt. Yahoo.
All right.
So number 4 for Todd.
And I wanted to show you, Neal. I grabbed it. There's Boiling Point.
Oh, nice.
The one about the chef. This was the big deal set from Second Sight. It's a Region B
No, sweet.
Blu-ray, and I bought it without having seen it, as it sounded so fascinating, and you're just like glued to the screen because, like I said, the whole thing was shot in one long
Yeah, I'm very interested.
hour and a
in
half
this.
take.
Yeah.
That guy looks like somebody you'd see on like the Iron Chef or something.
Yeah, I forget the actor's name, but he's kind of on a lot of stuff. So, but yeah, it's pretty amazing. Well, mine, I guess you could say, I don't know if this is eating film, but we're talking about disturbing stuff, and I am sorry, I will not apologize for absolutely thinking this is one of the most masterpieces ever, but a Serbian film.
Nice.
I'm a
get enough.
huge fan.
I've got one of the T-shirts when Rotten Cotton first put the T-shirts out.
Nice.
Yeah, I tried to sell them on eBay, and eBay removed them. They were like,
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough movie to sit through, but like for someone said, I can't take the birth scene and stuff. But when you realize, you know, she was on a table with her body through the table, and the whole body was a prosthetic and everything.
yeah,
You know,
it's a
it
movie.
says, yeah, it's yes, it's disturbing. A friend of mine totally despises it for one of the scenes
I love
later
it. I love
when
it too.
something happens to the kid. But I'm
Newborn
sorry.
porn! Yeah.
I've still never seen it. I can't
I
get myself to
genuinely think it's a really good movie. It's not for everyone, obviously.
No,
I
it
was
is
thinking
not.
my feet. Neil talked me into it, and I was happy.
Yeah,
I watched it.
it's
I really enjoyed
genuinely
it.
really well made, really well acted. I think it's really
And for the
about a story
longest-
like Descent into Madness.
The longest time you could not get the complete version of it. I mean, I
Yeah.
remember I bought a version from a company out of Hawaii that distributed a lot of like bootlegs, and some of the scenes that were cut, you could see how they were blended back in. Because the other one that I adore that they released was Atomic Circus, the French film.
Oh yeah.
Vanessa Paradis. That was the only way you've ever been able to get it. So, but this one, you know, finally got released uncut, and yeah, it makes all the difference in the world to see it complete. And again, maybe food wise, it will make you lose your appetite, like the other one does. That's why I put that one in.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a big fan. We had Serjan Spasojevic on the show. It was the first time he did an English podcast. He may have done some since, I'm not sure. But at the time, it was his first one.
Wow.
Really, really cool interview. That's the only interview that's up on our site where we actually had people saying like we deserve to be like shot in the head for interviewing the guy, which is very insane. But yeah, I think it's
even though not as graphic, but I mean almost disturbing on the same level for its intensity. I would put this one along with, after you watch that, then watch The Coffee Table.
Oh yeah, that we have a review of that on the site. I forget who reviewed it. I think maybe
those two, they're totally different movies, but
Yeah.
they seem to work well as a double feature.
That's
Yeah.
a Bizarro
So-
movie too.
Yeah.
Coffee Table.
Oh
yeah.
my God, it's insane.
I didn't know what to expect from it, and it was.
Well,
fun.
I tell everyone, see, at work, when people come in, and actually it turned up on some of the customer reviews about, we always ask Todd what to watch when we get home. I've been recommending this to customers and would tell them, do not watch the trailer. Do not read the synopsis.
Oh, yeah.
Just know that something happens 20 minutes in that will hold you hostage for the rest of the movie. And they'll go, I'm sold. So yeah, Coffee Table and Serbian Film, I think make a great combo.
Yeah, disturbing combo. Yep.
Yes.
I
So,
agree.
when the first time I watched Serbian Film, I still thought it was really good, but the really like shock. There's a few shocking scenes really stick out. But then when I watch it again, and you know that stuff's coming, you just really watch it as a movie, and I was like, this is a really well made movie, really well acted.
Well, there's supposedly a
Dark.
Serbian
There's a lot
documentary.
there's a lot of dark. Yeah, that's been coming out from Unearthed forever, but and a lot of dark comedy in it, to be honest.
Yeah, and it as as very wrong as it is in many ways, it's still making a statement. And I don't think it's like, I'm sorry, I'm going to throw in Terrifier. I don't think it's shock for shock's sake. I think that they really were saying something with a Serbian film. And
they're much different. I am a fan of both movies, but they're much completely different.
That's what I mean. But
Yeah.
It's not just for shock value and to make people sick.
I agree with that, because some people like they hate Serbian film without seeing it, and they do think it's just, which I can see I could definitely see it not being a movie for someone, but I do think it gets a bad rap in that way, that it is just a movie about
definitely feel bad movie. That's why I recommend it with the coffee table, because you're exhausted and you probably feel like you need a shower after you watch.
All right, so number 3. Top 3. So I got another cannibal film, and that is Cannibal Ferox, and that is there's a lot of cool scenes in it, but I'd have to say the brain eating scenes. They got they're stopping the skulls off, and they're like on the wood, and they're eating the brains out of it. It's a pretty great scene.
That one, I think I could sit through that one probably more than Cannibal Holocaust, because I feel like there's not as many animal death scenes in that one.
Yeah,
or at least the ones that happen seem like they weren't entirely staged or unnecessary. It seemed like, okay, nature, a snake eats a certain animal, something like that. But
because like the turtle scene in Cannibal Holocaust is very long and like unnecessary.
I think I could do that.
Ruggiero was basically saying, well, that scene was okay because basically that's how the natives actually did.
And they do say they supposedly did eat it afterwards. So I get the point of it. It's just not necessarily. It's still not something I want to watch.
That's another one I saw at the New Bev, Cannibal Ferox, years ago as a midnight screening. 10 years ago, actually. Now I think about it.
Yeah, Annabelle and I saw it too at a midnight screening at Coolidge.
It's a fun way to watch it.
Yeah, it's actually a really fun movie too, because some of the dialogue is like ridiculous. Some of like the swears and like the insults are like just like really bad, but funny bad. So it's both like very graphic and stuff, but it's also a fun watch, especially with like a group of people.
Like when the one,
I think it's a fun watch in Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah, it's like when the main bad guy, played by Italian actor Giovanni Lombardo Radice, calls a girl a hot pussied little whore.
Yeah, there's all these like really like bizarre. I think she says they call someone fuckface, or I don't know, but and the way the delivery, and I don't know, the dialogue's very funny when we were watching it. It is a fun, ridiculous watch, and it's actually funny how much of Green Inferno was inspired by that movie. Yeah, definitely.
Because both movies end the same too.
Oh, do they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be my favorite of the like the Italian cannibal movies or whatever, but I like it. I like Cannibal Ferox. Number 3 for Justin.
So number 3 kind of dips out of horror and is more of a fantasy, but it is still a pretty grotesque scene to watch. I mean, not compared to anything else on the list. The Dark Crystal dinner scene.
Ooh, nice.
I love the Dark Crystal.
Yeah, great movie, and that the Skeksis, having dinner and just tearing, all their food to shreds and just eating like complete pigs. It's a gross out scene, and it's great.
Yep.
I like it. That's a good
Yeah,
pick.
I'm good with that too.
A buddy of mine watches it sometimes with his family for Thanksgiving because of that scene.
I haven't seen it for a long time. I didn't.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I heard the series wasn't very good, which is disappointing. But I didn't-
I've heard
one.
that too.
Yeah,
Especially the whole thing that like, we're doing it all with practical effects, and then it comes out, half the show was done with practical effects, but then there's like a shit ton of digital effects.
yeah.
The new Star Wars trilogy that was banking on the fact that they were using so many practical effects, but then you watch the movies and you're like, where are they?
Yeah, especially when they're like bringing back characters that aren't alive. Like that's clearly not practical. Actors that aren't alive.
I think that's where they did better on like the series versions of a lot of that, because you get a lot of like the practical effect, a lot of the Henson puppet type things and stuff.
Yeah, like I said before, I went into. I really didn't want to watch Mandalorian. I'm like, this stupid Baby Yoda show is stupid. And I watch and like, oh yeah, this is good. This is fun.
Cool as hell. Yeah.
I do like Rogue One, but it's the Mandalorian's way better than the new trilogy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, for sure. Though I will admit, season 2 lost me.
Oh really?
Yes.
I really like season 2 too.
Yeah, I like season 1, and then season 2 I was just like, I'm good. I'm done. This is where I leave you.
I think whenever you got Pedro leading like, the kid through something, I'm down with it.
Yeah, I liked it. I haven't seen. I don't think I watched any of the other ones yet. I don't have Disney Plus, but I'll have to get it someday and like binge watch all the stuff I'd like to see on it.
How about the mushroom zombie one? Have you watched any of it?
No, I don't think I've watched any of the shows.
Oh, okay. I think it's on Max. So.
Oh, I know what you mean. No, I haven't seen that.
The Last of Us.
Good though. Yeah.
I think you like it.
I was pissed off at the ending of season 1. I haven't seen season 2, but Pedro, what he did, I was so pissed off.
Oh God, yeah, it was a great ending. It was, yeah.
Well, I was like, no, and I was like, he's, I know it's only an acting role, but I almost hated him. After that,
that's a sign of doing real well, though. I think he sucked you along for the ride on that one.
Yeah, well, yeah, I haven't seen season 2, so I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to. See
Number 3 for Troy.
My number 3 really disturbed me as a younger Troy, and it's always stuck with me. And it's in Poltergeist, where the guy's eating the drumstick, and it just starts to age and get all maggots through it, and just really fucking nasty.
The good old days of the PG rating.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of stuff in that movie that, like, maybe I don't know if it was just the age I was at, but like when he washing his face and his face starts falling off, and
yeah, I think you could go back to it now and still get really disturbed by it.
Oh yeah, it's got some
really
nasty stuff in it.
Yeah.
And the parents smoking a joint would garner a PG-13 automatically.
Right.
Oh yeah.
It must have been. It was probably PG-13, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, it was.
It was PG. Yeah.
It was.
1982.
Yeah, I think 16 Candles was one of the last PGs.
Oh wow.
And you know how raunchy that one got. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Number 3 for Todd. That's a great picture. I didn't think of it.
One thing I wanted to ask you guys is because I didn't see the what character did Jackie Earle Haley play in the in a remake of one of the recent horror movies?
A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, yeah.
Freddy
Because I
Krueger.
always thought he was an interesting actor,
He's
and
he's a great actor.
Agreed.
and I wanted to
that movie.
mention. Well, I wanted to mention this one because it's not a food thing, but if you've never seen Day of the Locust with Karen
Oh, yeah.
Black,
I need to
Jackie-
see that one.
Jackie, the end sequence, the very last sequence of the movie is mind-numbingly nightmarish.
I haven't seen it in years.
Oh,
yeah.
but Jackie Earle Haley plays the little girl.
Oh, really?
Oh.
He plays a girl in this movie, not a trans character, but
Yeah.
you're to believe it's a girl. But so for the Jackie Earle Haley fans, but for something food that's why I left a moment ago because I just thought of it. And being it was a Shudder, which is surprising, Yummy.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
This one surprised the hell out of me, and it says human flesh never tasted so good.
Yeah, I remember. I think that was playing festivals a year or two ago.
Yeah, it was really surprising. So I just thought of it. That's why I jumped up and ran to go get it. But yeah, this is very rewatchable.
I'll have to check that out. I remember. Yeah, I think we got the screener for some reason. Sometimes I get a lot and I don't get to watch them all. But then now, if it's on Shudder, I'll have to check it out.
Okay.
All right, number 2 for me. I had it number 1. I moved all around, but anyway, it's not necessarily. Well, it's the dinner. I think it's perfect for Thanksgiving. That is the dinner scene at Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
oh yeah.
All sitting around the table. You've got the family, but it's a fucking crazy ass family, and you got for me, it's like the best scream queen because you really believe she's just descended into madness.
hell
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I watch I like the 3D one. I never really buy the woman's like in peril or anything, but like this you do. Marilyn's, she's gone insane.
Oh yeah.
Really selling all this, and just the scene, it's almost like what's from her perspective, seeing all these, maniacs looking down at you from the table, and you got the grandpa sucking her finger, and just it's
Nothing
a fantastic,
good right there.
yeah.
Hit her again, hit her.
So and this is the 50th anniversary of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is great.
Yeah,
We've got some Texas Chainsaw Massacre folks in Arbor Day. So.
He can't do nothing. He's just a cook.
It was funny. I always liked, obviously always really liked the Hitchhiker and Leatherface. But as I got older, I think Cook might be my favorite character.
Oh, Cook is great.
Yeah. It's a very nuanced role. Everyone knows the sequel is very comedic, but there's a lot of comedy in the first one that I think.
Oh yeah.
I didn't notice as a kid, but as I get older, it's like, there's a lot of like dark comedy. In this
Oh
one.
yeah.
Well, especially
it's not as overt as the second one, obviously. But.
Well, especially the idea that Toby Hooper suggests in interviews is the fact that them having dinner, that whole dinner scene, it's basically another night for them. It's just another dinner
right,
night for them. It's a regular family dinner, but it's their version of it, which makes it very darkly comedic in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and the cook's poking her and stuff, like when he's got her tied up. I don't know. He's just a great character.
I can't take no pleasure in killing. Some things you got to do.
And he goes in and out of like, there's times the cook, he's like into it. Then there's times like almost like reality sets in and he's like, what is going on here? And he's kind of like disturbed, but then he gets back into like going, just riled up in the madness. And I think something that's overlooked in a lot of the later Chainsaw movies is the family aspect. Like Leatherface by himself isn't that interesting of a character. Like he's just this crazy, he's got a chainsaw.
Yeah. Well, because he couldn't survive on his own.
Yeah,
he needs, a family dynamic.
Yeah, so you need the whole family for it to really. That's what works, and also makes it different than like a regular slasher film. Is the whole family. So when some of the ones just fixate and it's just all about Leatherface, it's really not that interesting.
No, it's true.
You don't know too much about the dynamic. Like they're all brothers, and what the hell was Grandpa like in his youth? I mean,
he was apparently the best. He was the best
he's
one.
the best killer
Yeah.
ever. Yeah. But what kind of maniac was he? Like, what the hell is going on here? And then you have even the brothers. There's layers because the cook he can hide and he can get along in society and be like, oh, this is just a nice dude. Hitchhiker, he can go into society, but he's clear there's something wrong with the guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
Keep an
Leatherface
eye on that dude.
Leatherface cannot be even seen. He's just
No.
we gotta hide this guy.
It's like, hey, you like head cheese?
Yeah, maybe a little bit of Hitchhiker and Backwoods Bob.
Yeah, I can believe that.
So that was my number 2. What is your number 2, Justin?
My number 2, you'd think would be number 1, but you'll wait and see what number 1 is in a minute. My number 2, well, let's just say there's something in the room that might make it obvious. Is anyone willing to take a guess?
Bum, bum.
It's a perfect, yeah. Thanksgiving. Turkey.
Yeah, there you go. The final dinner scene, the one that we've been waiting 15 years to finally see, per the trailer. Maybe a little different from how the trailer portrayed it back 15 years ago, but still, hey, we finally got to see Thanksgiving, and it's a great little dinner scene, that thankfully does not have John Carver fucking one of the corpses like in the original trailer. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't mind when movies go that balls out insane to have something like that, but I was just always curious, how does that play into this? And then years later, I'm like, okay, they never found a way to make it play, so clearly it didn't need to be there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's wise. Take a different road. Don't stick with something that isn't going to work.
It's true.
It was such a big surprise to me going to see it. I didn't expect on. I'm not a big Eli Roth fan, and then
Me neither.
And we went to see it, and I was like, this is really fun. This is, to me, his best movie. And Annabelle and I sat in the back, and we were legit laughing out loud. Not in an annoying way, but some of the scenes are just so fun, and
yeah,
it's just good.
That's why everybody coming to see that, I would recommend Founders Day too, because they kind of are in the same universe, even though
okay.
But I don't know, just something about Founders Day that just won me over so much more. But again, it's all a matter of what hits you.
Cool, though, that there are some slashers out now that are that are cool, that are worth checking out with some new characters.
Yeah,
it's always nice seeing some different different twists.
Yeah,
Strange Darling.
Yeah, that's one that I somehow missed. I think I took a little bit of time off going to Boston to write the script, and I missed that one, unfortunately. I need to see it before the end of the year for our year end.
Well, unfortunately, Walmart only carries the DVD. I wanted the Blu-ray, and I can't order a bunch of stuff online right now, but I want the Blu-ray edition, and Walmart for some reason just only carries.
I'm surprised, you wouldn't think there'd even really be much of a market for DVDs at this point.
Yeah.
Well, no, Walmart. Honestly, Walmart is the only place to go now for a movie selection.
Yeah. That's what I've been hearing.
I will tell you that if you want an IFC release or if you want a Shudder release and you want the Blu-ray, you got to order them online because Walmart only stocks the DVDs of those. Apparently, it has to do with, I heard, because truckers buy DVDs. They don't have Blu-ray players.
Oh, interesting.
So they stock, but whenever they have a Blu-ray, it always sells out. Like Late Night with the Devil, I was not able to get a domestic Blu-ray copy at Walmart. The slot was all empty, but they'd have 6 or 7 of the DVDs.
Wow. We didn't even put out a DVD version of Smash or anything.
No, I'll buy the DVD if I have to, but I prefer Blu-ray. I'll get a 4K if it's a combo with a Blu-ray, and that's the only way to get it. I don't have a 4K player. I don't have a 4K TV. I
Yeah, I
can't
don't either.
afford them, so I'm sticking with Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Same. No, yeah, I prefer to go with Blu-ray myself as well.
Elitist.
It's for me. It's like I only go with DVD for two reasons. One, if that's the only way to own it.
Yeah.
Two is if I just like the DVD set better than what the Blu-ray offers.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
if they have
if they have
different
more
extras.
options, yeah.
Because I remember the Code Red DVD of The Visitor had a bunch of different extras. The Alamo Drafthouse Blu-ray didn't have half of what the DVD had. So sometimes you have to double dip like that.
Oh yeah, like the original Evil Dead, I had to go from the Blu-ray that I'd upgraded to back to the DVD because it took me years to finally notice that all the flaws in the original Evil Dead had been digitally erased.
Oh.
And so I went back to the 2007 DVD that comes with the unaltered version, as well as a bunch of extras. And you get the choice between widescreen and full screen as well.
Well, here's something a lot of people don't know either, but the Anchor Bay edition of Straw Dogs, actually, in one brief moment, to most people, they would notice, they wouldn't care, but there's like a second or two that's missing from all other releases, including the Criterion.
Oh wow.
So I have the old Anchor Bay, which I've held on to. Because yeah, what's the difference? 1 or 2 seconds. But if it was how the movie was supposed to be,
Yeah.
then that's what I want. So, but yeah, it makes a difference. DVD is still fine. Honestly, on my TV, I bought before the 4K stuff was coming out. Even regular DVDs look really nice.
Yeah.
So
Really?
I really don't. But if I can get the Blu-ray, I will. I'm just pissed off that Walmart usually just carries the. And then with Well-Go titles,
weird.
sometimes they have the Blu-rays of Well-Go titles, but most of the time just the DVD. So there's my soapbox again.
I'm with you on that.
Number 2 for TJ.
I went back and forth with my 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 1 and 2. But I think I'm going to go with number 2 being Theater of Blood, when Vincent Price,
Great one.
the critic, his two dogs in a pie. And if nobody remembers the movie, like he's this great actor, and he's killing everybody in different Shakespearean ways and stuff. And so,
he had a blast making that.
Oh,
movie.
good. He just looked like he was having the time.
He was having so much fun. Wow.
So I love that movie. That's one I can always go back.
I have not upgraded yet to Blu-ray on that one. I still have an old DVD. Wow.
That's a great choice.
That's one I haven't seen in a while. I need to revisit that.
All right.
That was almost my number 1, but not quite.
Well, I'm curious what your number 1 is now. So. Todd, what is your number 2?
Well, it's funny. I should have grabbed, what was that, Auntie Lee's Meat Pies? That one. You guys never heard of that one?
What was it?
No.
I think it's called Auntie Lee's Meat Pies. Vinegar Syndrome released it.
I like
years ago.
Wow.
There you go. Look up that one.
Yeah.
But this film would make a great double feature with one that Will Keenan, from the Trauma. He was in one called Chop. That's really good, about a guy who's kidnapped and his limbs are being taken off one by one by the killer. But the one that I want to show you that would be a great double feature with that. I bought this on DVD when it first came out, but then XYZ partnered through Vinegar Syndrome to put out a deluxe Blu-ray is Feed Me.
Ooh.
Never heard?
No.
Wow.
That's a new one on me too. Yeah.
This one, it's funny. It's basically after the death of this guy's wife, he's depressed. He has no will to live. So for some reason, he agrees and signs a contract with this cannibal who one by one starts taking pieces of his body to eat. And it's It's really astounding. So feed me. I thought that's when you guys would go, oh yeah.
No,
that.
no.
Well,
Well, see, that's
No,
why I'm an asset
I
to
just
this.
because the
I'll have to look into
no, the
that one.
cover kind of looked familiar. I just looked it up, and I've seen that cover before, so I don't know if I've seen the movie or not.
But look up the. I'm
With the
pretty sure it's
glasses, yeah.
Auntie Lee's Meat Pies. I'll double check it while you guys are chatting on the next one, because that one, while it's nothing spectacular, it's still, kind of for a good giggle.
Yeah.
But let's see here. Auntie Lee's Meat Pies from 1992. Karen Black is in it, as well as Pat Morita,
Oh, all right, I'm there for that.
Auntie Lee's Meat Pies from 1992.
oh wow.
I'll tell you, what would you guys do without me?
Someone just sent me a picture of 3D printed penis that they made.
What
Nice.
the fuck?
They're wondering if
Well,
I needed any 3D printed stuff for Arbor Day, but we do not do 3D printed penis.
That's the way a penis should be, 3D.
It's cute. It's got little
3D,
feet
mine's
on it.
4D.
For some reason. So number one,
Numero uno.
our Thanksgiving feast rundown is one that Justin had mentioned, and for me, and it's choke on it, and that is a Day of the Dead when
yeah.
Captain Rhodes is pulled
Nice.
apart by the zombies. They're eating them, tell them to choke on them. I love it.
Great scene.
Yep.
No, yeah.
Great scene.
That's our award for best scene at Severed Limbs.
That's, and when I was thinking about Day of the Dead for my list, it was because I was trying to think which of the Romero movies really stands out to me. Like, sure, there's Night of the Living Dead, sure, there's Dawn of the Dead, but really, what's the one that end? Yeah, that had to be it.
I mean, I like Dawn of the Dead the best of the movies, but I think that scene is the
great.
most fitting for this. Yeah,
I
it's
agree
also
with
one of the best
both
scenes in
sentiments.
all of them. Yeah,
Well, you also got Martin. He's got a
Martin's
Yeah.
fantastic.
I can't get enough of Martin.
yeah. Martin's one of the ones. The images scared me as a little kid looking at the monster magazines. There's just something about it that
I will let people know who are aficionados of Martin. The soundtrack that was released by Ship to Shore is also the same one that was released on an import Blu-ray recently, but that soundtrack is slightly shortened than the original Maurice Sarabande LP from back in the late 70s. And so if you guys see the more modern version of Martin on vinyl or the CD, that is not complete. Hunt down the original Maurice Sarabande LP with the picture of him holding the bloody arm.
I'll have to look at that because I do like that soundtrack.
Yeah.
I bought it when it first came out, and so it's like over 40 years old. But then when Ship to Shore remastered and everything, okay, I'll buy it because it wasn't on CD, it was just vinyl. And then I realized one of the last tracks that has a dialogue excerpt in it is changed.
Oh.
So, and then the CD version of it that came with a deluxe import edition, same thing. It was the same edited version. So for completists, you got to get the old Maurice Sarabande LP.
check out John Amplis interview too is on Without Your Head.
Oh yeah.
Sweet
A while
guy.
ago. It was cool. All right, Justin, you're number one. I'm curious.
Number one is one that you mentioned not that long ago. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre dinner scene.
Nice.
I don't know why there's a Thanksgiving one on my list now that you mentioned it. But number one, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You can't beat it.
No, it's true. It fits the vibe of this list, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Perfectly.
I didn't put any of those on my list because I knew y'all would.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
I didn't want to repeat myself over and over.
it's good.
So I let you guys have all the major ones, and I thought I'd stick in what I call the frontage road movies off to
I
the
like
side.
it.
Yeah.
Number one for Troy.
All right, my number one. It's just one of those things because I thought about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I thought about a bunch of different stuff. Thought about the stuff. But for me, just feasting with family and friends. It's Bride of Frankenstein when the monster's having the meal with Dr. Pretorius, and he's doing the smoke good.
Smoke.
And when he has the chicken and he's like just chomping the fuck out of the thing, it's great.
I agree.
When he makes a friend, and it's good stuff. I love that scene.
Have a cigar. They're my only weakness.
Smoke good.
I recently went to see that at the New Bev. They were showing it as a matinee on 35 millimeter.
Jealous.
Lover of Years is happy.
I think I've only ever seen it once on the big screen, and it was so special.
That was my third time seeing it in theaters. I've watched that one a lot in theaters. It's my favorite horror movie of all time, actually.
Same.
So number one for Todd.
Okay, well, I was gonna jump up and go grab it, but I'll mention one from 2015 called Flowers. No dialogue. It's just these women waking up after being, you think, unconscious in a house, and they're trying to get out. And there's a dinner scene in it that is just one of the grossest things I've ever seen in my life. But there's like 10 movies called Flowers. This was from 2015, and I think Unearthed released it in a deluxe set. But that was the one I wanted to show. But since you know me, I gotta have the visual. But in this one, it's not so much food, but they do ingest plants that make them go insane. But I've got to throw in Yellow Brick Road.
Ooh.
You guys are familiar with this?
Mm-hmm.
No.
It's from the director who did We Go On, and get this, Robert Eggers. You know who he is?
Yeah, of course.
He was on the crew. He was on the crew of this.
Oh, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
It's one word though, not three. Yellow Brick Road, and it's one of the most cerebral things I've ever seen, and it's on my list of all-time favorite movies. And yeah, I thought more people knew about this, but apparently not.
Yeah, that's cool. So stuff we'll have to check out. I was looking up Flowers here. It looks really cool. I know Unearthed, sends a lot of stuff over to Without Your Head, so I kind of think they may
this one was released 4 or 5 years ago, I
mean, we've known them for a long time, so
yeah, it was a deluxe release that came with a soundtrack. There's absolutely no dialogue in the entire movie, and it would be a little beyond NC-17 because there's some graphic sexual content in it.
See.
It's very disturbing. Very disturbing. But yeah, from 2015, and the one directed by Phil Stevens.
Yeah. What else did he do, Phil Stevens?
Known for Flowers, Lung 2. Frank Edge Jr., Below Man. Stuff that most people would not have heard of.
Yeah, I just know him somehow because these long
Flowers. I gotta tell you, it's not. You may watch it a second time just to kind of let it absorb a little more, but the first time viewing, you're just a little stunned and grossed out.
Okay.
Oh! Watch Bride during spooky season. Hey.
Yeah. 72 other films. I watched a lot. So I'm gonna look here if I have any.
I
thought I had this on my list. Yeah, I thought there's one here I actually thought was on my list, but it's not. And that is the Blob remake. I actually had a hospital scene where the kids getting eaten.
Oh yeah, that's great.
His hand falls off. Yeah. I honestly think the remake's a lot better movie.
Oh yeah, no, sure.
I think it's a really underrated movie.
Yep.
I feel like that's another one that has gotten a lot more attention lately
Yeah.
Like I remember I first saw it years ago, back in like maybe 2011, and that was when it was still kind of like people were like, the effects are good, but I'm not so sure about the movie. And now people are starting to come around and
Yeah.
feel like the movie's actually good on its own. And honestly, when I rewatched it last year, I was actually shocked at how good the script was for that movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's really clever.
So at the Halloween marathon we go to one year, it was all like alien horror movies, like and that was one of the ones they showed, and I always liked it since I was a kid. But watching it again, I was like, man, this really isn't. It's like the effects still hold up; they're great.
Yeah.
And it's a good movie. It's not just effects and
Whatever happened to the younger Dylan brother? Like he was real good, and like he just kind of stopped making movies after.
Last time I saw him, I think it was Remote Control.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's whatchamacallit.
This is a good one here. Lover Beer's Blood Diner.
Diner.
Oh yeah.
It's a good one.
And by
I've
the way,
seen that title.
There's Flowers.
Oh wow.
Okay.
And this one is, comes with. It's actually 3 discs.
Nice.
This was when, I don't know if Unearthed is still released through MVD.
Yeah, they are, because that's who sends my screeners. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the cover in case people want to look for it.
Nice. I'm really interested in that.
Yeah, me too.
Just kind of don't eat.
I don't like the movie or even the scene. I think the scene's really stupid, but I do think it is Ray Liotta eating his own brain in Hannibal.
I kind of giggled over that.
Yeah, it's so dumb to me.
I hate that
movie
so much.
I haven't seen that movie in it's been 20 years. I was 12 when I saw it, so I will say I liked it.
12?
But at the same time, I do got to give some I only remember the brain scene, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I remember bits and pieces of the stuff that came before it.
For better or worse, it sticks with you, that scene.
No, for sure. But basically the fact that I can only remember like fragments of like what happened before, just like basically makes me question my feelings of the movie compared to that scene.
Yeah, one more.
Like, am I going to watch it now and be like, okay, the movie sucks up until this scene?
Just fast forward right to that scene.
I had a Piranha 3D feeding frenzy. Nice. I'm sure Todd would not like Piranha 3D because there's a lot of boobs in it. But
boobs and blood. That's that movie.
Hey, what's better?
Wrong Turn has some really cool cannibal scenes.
Oh yeah.
That's another good one.
I forgot this one, and I had the.
This is one that came up too that I've not seen. I need to watch Parents.
Well, remember once I think on the last time I was on here, I had the standee behind me, and I saw this in the theater. So talk about eating and cannibalism. This would be up there at the top.
Nice.
Randy Quaid, is he in that one?
Yes, Randy Quaid, Sandy Dennis, and Mary Beth Hurt.
Yeah.
And it's directed by Bob Balaban.
Look at that clean-shaven Randy Quaid.
I know.
Before he's
not in some hotel posting some insane videos.
Or reciting was it Shakespeare naked walking around in a pasture? I saw that video. Yeah.
That'll stick with you.
Oh, yeah. He delivers it all by heart so amazingly well. But he's wearing an open robe and just wandering around pasture. I have the video. It's you like have to see it or have it just because. But yeah, just watch it once at least.
I don't even know if I want to watch that once.
No, I don't think I can do it.
It's a test of endurance. Yes.
It's like,
I'm tapping out. I can't do it.
Because this was after he kind of went a little off the edge. A lot.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw Bones and All when it came out a couple years ago. I thought it was really good. So then I read the book, which I thought was great.
Which one?
Bones and All.
Oh yeah, no, I need to see that one. I've I had heard good things back when it came out.
It's really good. I do think the book. Well, I mean, it's obvious. Usually the book's better, but the book is a lot better. But
It's
for some reason they flip flop the. It's not like they didn't flip genders. They didn't like make but they flip flop like the male and the female characters. For I don't know why. I don't think it made the story better. Like they made the female. They made one of either the man or the woman. I won't say who. The cannibal as opposed to the book, and I'm not really sure why. I don't know. Like it just seemed like kind of pointless. I don't really understand the point of it. Or no, they flip flop the parents. They flip flop the father and the mother character for some reason, and I actually didn't think it worked as well. And the ending of the book is better too, but I mean that's pretty common.
And speaking of food horror, they don't make these anymore, thank God. But if you ever run across Pop-Tarts Minis, do not.
Whoa.
This was the Costco edition. They have a great flavor in it too. And I oh my God, it's worse than, I'd say as bad as organic SpaghettiOs. And I'm, sorry if that upsets Pop-Tarts because they came out with something similar a few years ago, but there's no way I would try it. Just beware, people.
Beware of the minis.
Yes. My Viewmaster stuff is in this box. That's
I honestly thought, does he just collect Pop-Tarts?
No, but because they were so bad, I kept the box. Just like I kept for one of my videos, I kept 3 boxes of Goldfish brand pizza flavored macaroni and cheese.
Oh man,
wow.
I did a video called Horror Digestif, in which I ate some and it was attacking me. And
I can imagine.
I wanted to, but I could not find it anywhere. The limited edition DiGiorno Thanksgiving pizza.
Was that for real?
Yeah, it's real. They sell it at Kroger's apparently.
Oh,
yeah.
I guess the only place you can
and
buy
luckily
it.
we don't have a Kroger's near us.
Yeah, I was gonna eat it on video, but
so it's
turkey, fried onions.
Oh man,
green beans and gravy,
cranberry sauce, and then a drizzle. I think the worst part, all that actually is fine with me, but the gravy drizzled over the pizza. I was like, I don't think I want gravy with like my tomato sauce and cheese.
No. Because I thought he was collecting the box because one of Neal's guests last night, one of our call-ins, he had a bunch of tin cans that he collected.
Yeah.
Like canned vegetables and things. Oh
yeah,
my
and
goodness.
he was cleaning them with rubbing alcohol because he thinks like World War III's coming or something.
Yep,
it was very strange.
I kept 3 boxes for my video. I even have a scene where I'm in the bathroom and I open my shower curtain and they're on my wall and I'm swatting at them with a loofah thing. But yeah, beware. Well, they don't even make these anymore either. But
I never even heard of Goldfish.
I never saw.
Well, probably a good reason why you never heard of them because they're gone. And they even tried to delight you with cartoons on the back. And it just also my one video I did in honor of one of my Toilet Zombie Baby co-stars where I'm walking up the mountain for a quest for her birthday present. What was at the top of the mountain was this.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, frightening. That's another thing. When you were talking about eating and stuff, we should come up with food horror that's actual food.
Yeah, that would be fun. So
I keep them in a bag just in case I need them as a prop again. So if this were a TV show, they'd probably blur this out. But oh well.
Have you ever had an Egyptian feast, a blood feast?
No.
Yeah, but Blood Feast didn't have any scenes that I.
No, that's why it didn't make my list.
Anything.
Yeah, he's not really. He never eats anyone.
Yeah.
It's on my honorable mention.
Yeah, I have some honorable mentions. I have 4.
Okay, and my last honorable mention is again, I don't know if it fits or not. But anyway, Soylent Green. Soylent Green.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
even think of
I thought
that.
about
That's
that.
great. Yeah.
Oh my God. That's perfect.
Charlton Heston made 3 really great sci-fi
Oh,
movies.
yeah. Hell yeah. Well, that
So
one
whatever you
also,
think of
Chuck
him as a
Connor's in that one, too.
Yeah, Soylent Green, the Omega Man, and of course Planet of the Apes. Those are great movies.
Yep.
Wow.
Troy, what were your other honorable mentions?
I got Whatever Happened to Baby Jane when Betty Davis serves the rat.
Another
which
one I thought
think
about
is, like,
having.
one of the great
Oh.
scenes ever, you know?
Troy, go on YouTube,
Oh.
look up. It's a record I played on my radio shows and
Oh.
got requests for every week. The band's name is Lunchbox, 2
Lunchbox.
words,
Okay.
and it's called Baby Jane. Look for the 12-inch mix. Well, there's the photo shows the little girl with the doll, and they arrange the video so that scenes from the movie match the samples that are in the song.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
And you
I'll
know we
have to
got
check
Rats
that
in the
out.
Cellar is in it. But
That's
that
the best.
song, it's a techno ravey song, but you will it'll be your favorite.
Okay. All right. I'll be all over that with that. If I wasn't in this wheelchair. Well, you are, Blanche.
But
You
yeah,
are,
Blanche,
Rebecca.
yeah. And what are these terrible things I'm supposed to be doing to you anyway? Oh my God. Oh,
And then
that's
Silence of the Lambs when Hannibal talks about eating the census taker with the fava beans and a nice Chianti. 7, when you get to the gluttony thing.
Oh yeah,
and the
nice. That's a
guy
good
Another
one.
towards
one
bed
that
and-
I almost
Yeah.
added to the list as well.
We had him
And
on the
then-
show, I think. Oh no, we
Yeah.
had the guy who gets the one he like starves and ties up.
And then the last one, I don't know if you guys saw it, like I think it was last year, maybe the year before, was I Saw the Devil,
yeah.
the Korean one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was
I
real
still
good.
need to see that one.
His buddy's a cannibal, and like when he shows up, it's pretty fucking nasty. That's my
Those are good
honorable
ones.
mention.
That's a good
Justin,
one.
you got any?
No
Oh.
honorable mentions this time around.
Well, I have a couple, but they're not food related. I just
That's
wanted
okay.
to push. I think it's Second Sight released. I think it's all region. I didn't get the imprint one because that would have been $78 with shipping.
Oh,
But I can't get enough of Triangle.
Hmm.
You really? You guys?
no.
Nope.
No.
Oh my God! It's one. All I'll say is there's a time loop involved.
Okay.
And if you like The Shining, there's references to the number 237 in it. This one with Melissa George will
That's what I
blow
thought that was
your,
on the cover.
it will blow your mind. Second Sight just released. Well, I haven't received mine yet. I think it's a pre-order, but they released a all-region Blu-ray that has a lot of new stuff on it. The imprint is a region B from Australia, and like I said, it's $55 plus $23 shipping. No, thank you. But hunt down the original. I think Anchor Bay released the old DVD with a lenticular cover, but however you can find Triangle, do
Find
not
it.
miss it.
Okay.
This movie, people have said they had to watch it over and over, and watch it with friends because you'll all be sharing your own ideas about it. And of course, Flanagan's first film, Absentia. Flanagan, Dr. Sleep,
Mhm.
all
Yeah.
those. Yeah, this one is on my list of all-time favorites. Doug Jones is in it. Yeah. And then I will also recommend to people this movie is it's a masterpiece. I have the old VHS. Finally, Vinegar Syndrome partner label released a Blu-ray, but this is not that one, of The Reflecting Skin with
Oh, okay.
Viggo Mortensen. And you had Malcolm McDowell on your show, right?
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
did a video interview with him at.
Okay, because I will then tell people The Caller from 1987.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Two-person movie. Again, if you like a stage play kind of thing, this one. And never in a million years would you ever guess what's really going on until it's revealed. So those are I mean, they're not really food related, but they are important. And
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's good.
So everybody go get them.
Get 'em.
A triangle. Don't forget triangle.
Yeah. So
Watch it tonight.
Where can people follow you, Todd, to see what you're up to?
Well, I do have a Vimeo channel, Todd Jaeger, and I got over 532 videos on it.
Nice.
My reviews for you are on there as well, but a lot of my videos are mature listed, so be warned, nudity and cursing and a lot of stuff that does not make any sense. I will just say right off the bat, look one up called like Father Like Son, an in-depth study, and I'll type Todd Jaeger so you find it. Let's just say it involves a vice and a hot dog.
Fair enough.
I'm on IMDb as Todd Quality Jaeger and the movie database as well. And in your movie soon.
Yes, Arbor Day.
An Astral Plane Drifter. Don't miss that.
Yes, check that out.
But yeah.
Justin, where can people follow yourself? And you've got some cool stuff in the works and coming out.
Most definitely. You can follow me on Facebook, Justin Bernard Head. You can follow me on Instagram as JustinHead01, as well as the Instagram for my show Dark Signals, which is dark_signals_official. And of course, I have a YouTube channel, which you can look up Slasher Films or Justin Head Slasher Films, and that'll direct you to my channel much easier. And of course, we are currently working on season 2 of Dark Signals. I just wrapped shooting of my own episode, Dawn, a Frankenstein-esque female Frankenstein monster episode. And a buddy of mine in Wisconsin who's directing his own episode, Axe Gorilla Massacre. He shot about 95% of his episode.
Still love that. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
I can't wait.
I know, right? Ain't it great?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
As soon as Neal showed me that thing, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm there."
Okay, I'm in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the episodes I'm truly excited to see completed, and I feel like a lot of the directors on the show are also very excited to see that one get completed. We're all excited about everybody's episodes, sure, but that's the one that I feel like everyone is most stoked about.
That is so cool.
Oh,
I'll interject too and mention that, yeah, I too am on Facebook as Todd Jaeger, but my page is friends only. So if people want to send me a friend request, please message me and tell me why. Because if I get friend requests from people that have no mutual friends, or I'm not really sure what the deal is, I don't accept them, because I don't want thousands of people on my list, and I don't want people just there to snoop through my stuff or just self-promote.
And you can interact with Todd and all of us on the Without Your Head Facebook group as well.
Oh yeah.
And so you can follow Without Your Head on all the social media pages, whatever you're into: Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. It's on X. Here on YouTube, give us a like, a subscribe, help support the channel, and join in. Like $3 a month. There's different tiers, and it'll be good stuff. So we got some stuff come up. Arbor Day.
Toilet Zombie Baby Strikes Back.
Toilet Zombie films you've got to see.
Yes.
We got a lot of cool guests coming up. So subscribe here and you'll find out who they are. And join us normally live Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We have a live chat. It's interactive. It's a good time. And this Saturday, we're actually bringing back Saturday Night Frights. That'll be on Twitch. And so we're going to be showing the feature film I Curse This Land from our friends at Trash Arts. We're going to show the whole feature film.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're going to have some indie trailers, and then we're going to have a live Q&A with the cast and crew of the movie after. That'll start at 5 p.m.
I love Trash Arts. My voice is in their movie Senseless.
So we normally would do that a little later, but we're starting at 5 p.m. because they're in England, so that's like 10 p.m. their time.
Yeah.
So we have to,
And
try to
before I
accommodate.
forget, do you have an estimated release for Arbor Day, just in case?
Well, we're gonna
people start-
film it in May,
Wow. Okay.
so it's a little ways off, but we're good. But that's how it worked. Where we're not gonna. Another movie that a lot of us are involved in, myself and Michael and Bill Whedon, Our Man Funk, that's probably going to film in April, and it's very cold here until spring. So it worked out. We're going to film Our Man Funk in April and Arbor Day in May. In January, the Indiegogo will be officially launched.
Nice. Very good.
So I don't know when it'll come out. Hopefully by the end of next year.
Okay.
All right. Until
That
next
was it.
time, this is Nasty Neal.
That would make me Terrible Troy.
Justin Beheading.
Todd Quality Jaeger.
And this is Without
Your.
Head.
Hi, this is Adrienne Barbeau. Just call me Billy. Everyone does. And you're listening to WithoutYourHead.com.